Ottawa, the Memorial Cup final on CTV. The Peace Hour says it's high noon, time to get ready for a capital city showdown, Calgary and Ottawa for the Cup. The Hitmen gathered for a team breakfast this morning and arrived at the Civic Center together, unloading some very bad news. That man, Brad Stewart, a Western Hockey League All-Star, will not be able to suit up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 1999 MasterCard Memorial Cup on CTV. I'm Darren Millard. Breaking news at the Civic Center as we get ready for the Ottawa 67's against the Calgary Hitmen for the 81st Memorial Cup Championship is the Western Hockey League All-Star Brad Stewart, who received a concussion on Monday when he was elbowed to the head by Ottawa's Lance Galbraith, is still suffering headaches and dizziness and will not be able to play. Bad news for his head coach, Dean Clark.
Well, I really believe things happen for a reason. And, you know, it's unfortunate the way it happened. You know, anytime a play like that happens, you know, it's unfortunate for. I feel bad for Brad because you know he'd love to be in this game, but you know we'll battle through. We've had to battle a lot through as an organization to get to where we are now, and we'll give it our best shot today.
Obviously, the health of the player, the main concern here. Lance Galbraith received a 2-game suspension for that hit. He is eligible to return for this game. Galbraith will play. Brad Stewart not in the lineup. These two teams met once in the round-robin portion of the championship. Ottawa winning it 4-3. It's the birthday boy against Brendel. The Memorial Cup on the line when we return.
You gotta love people. All winter long, everyone says it's too cold. And then summer comes, we get a nice stretch of heat, and everyone says it's too hot. People, let's make up our minds. Well, thank goodness for Tim Hortons iced cappuccino. The new perfect summer treat that'll beat the heat. It's creamy, smooth, it's deep down cool, and it's just $1.69. Hey, this iced cap cools you down when it's hot, which is good, because you wouldn't want to be hot when it's hot.
The 1999 MasterCard Memorial Cup from Ottawa is brought to you by MasterCard Canada, the official card and payment system of the CHL. By Canadian Tire, still the right place. By Chrysler, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey. By Bauer, leave an impression. And by Molson Canadian.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Ottawa Civic Center. Kevin Quinn along with Bill Wilms. We've been here all week. We've got the best seats in the house, and this should be the best game of the week. Everything on the line. The Hitmen and the 67's. Starting in net for Ottawa, Seamus Kotick, the 19-year-old from Sault Ste. Marie. His .929 save percentage leads this tournament. 3-1 record with a 2.14 goals against. Kotick in relief yesterday. And here is Alex Fomichev, the 19-year-old from Moscow, coming in with a 2-1 record, a 2.33 goals against, and a .924 save percentage. Referee is Kevin Pollock, working his first Memorial Cup tournament. Kincardine native will be helped on the lines by Steve Miller and Steve Webb. Hitmen, the home team, in white. We're underway. Luke Sellers back from that 1-game suspension here. Smithson with a quick shot, and that one doesn't get through. He'll start with Nick Boynton. Up front, Tessier, Tuden, and Gustafson. Ryan Shannon, the captain of the Calgary Hitmen, is on the line with chance right in front, and Fomichev has to be quick as the Hitmen have a scare. Let's check out our starting lineups, brought to you by MasterCard, the official card and payment system of the CHL. And there's the Ottawa D.
22 Sellers back in after a game suspension. Kevin, that's probably the best overall defense in this tournament. What a group of forwards. 71, Galbraith's back, but keep your eye on 25 and 24, third-line guys that each have 3 goals. Best chance comes so far right off the stick of a Calgary defenseman in front of the net. Watch the centering pass deflect off the stick. Fomachev's going the other way. And oh, it was the centerman, Nielsen, coming back to do the job he should in his own end. He got his stick on the puck. It hit the post, and that guy, the goaltender, thrilled about that post coming into play.
Brad Moran out there to take the draw against Tessier. Kenton Smith back with Calgary after the unfortunate passing of his mother earlier in the week. He has rejoined the team and getting his first action in this tournament. Here is Dan Tuden, being watched by Dodging Horse. Cleared out. Kenton Smith playing with Matt Kinch. Brad Moran, Dodging Horse, and Brendel the big line. Pavel Brendel, number 8. 97 goals so far this season, including 73 during the regular season. Mark Bell. Wine fires that one. Just misses the target. Zoltek will keep it in. Justin Davis behind the net, trying to center it out in front. Smith has him tied up. Around to the other side, kept in by Brian Campbell. He's 20 years old today. Here's Bell behind the net. Keeping it in, Mark Bell. Trying to get the backhand, just missed. Davis is there for the rebound. Bell keeping it in. Back to Campbell at the blue line. Now here's Kenton Smith trying to send away Pavel Brendel. Brendel centering it out in front, and Shane McConaughey takes no chances with Brent Dodging Horse right on the doorstep. Let's take a look at Kenton Smith, part of the lineup for the Calgary Hitmen.
19 goals from that defenseman. He's number 5. Are they happy to have him back, a 4-year veteran? The Memorial Cup for the Hitmen wouldn't be the same without him. There's a bunch of forwards. Pavel Brendel, projected number 1 overall in the draft, still the ultimate chess piece at which all the Ottawa pawns are directed. And boy, would he love to be in the lineup. 21 goals from the point, 19 from Smith, who's back. Brad Stewart not going to be able to play tonight's game.
Brad Stewart taken 3rd overall by the San Jose Sharks in last year's draft. Unable to play. Hit on Monday by Lance Galbraith. Galbraith serving a 2-game suspension, back in the Ottawa lineup for the championship. Curtis Rich with a shot. Paddock, the stick save. Kept in by Chris Beach. There is Galbraith, number 71. Flipped out to center ice with 17 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in a scoreless first period. Championship Sunday, the 1999 MasterCard Memorial Cup. Captain of the Ottawa 67's Nick Boynton, a penalty coming up to Ottawa. Going to be an interference penalty against number 71, Lance Galbraith. So the Calgary Hitmen will take the first power play opportunity this game, and they have been outstanding with the man advantage here in the tournament. Let's go down quickly to Ryan Walter. Ryan?
Success here at the Memorial Cup for the Calgary Hitmen will come through Pavel Brendel. 73 goals in the regular season, 24 postseason goals. And watch, he has a bit of an ally here at the Ottawa Civic Center. The normal curvature of a normal sheet of ice goes like about that in the corner. Watch here. Ottawa Civic Center has a much deeper radius. Let it fly, guys. That there is the inch that Brendel needs to get away from his opponent on the power play. And watch, he may get some of those here this afternoon.
He'll get a chance here on the power play. 4 for 19 in the tournament, 21%. And that is number 1. And it's Lance Galbraith in the box. 2 minutes for interference.
Boy, when your team wins 15 games and loses 53, as Coach Dean Clark's team did 2 years ago, Kevin, you do a lot of praying, but unfortunately most of the time the answer is no. This year, he's got a lot of yes answers. He's 1 game away from winning the Memorial Cup.
And teams with a bye into the final like Calgary have won the last 6 Memorial Cups. First chance with the man advantage. Calgary still looking for their first shot. Smith, Kinch, winds, fires, and there it is, and Kotick makes the save.
Right off the bat here, we see the value of Kenton Smith back on the blue line. That's what they miss. He's a big power play guy. He gets the puck along the boards. A left-hand shot playing on the right side, 5 wide. This is a neat little play to control it. Look at his head up, and then he flips that little pass over the stick of the oncoming defender, Tessier, and the shot from the point.
1:45 to go in the man advantage. Tessier in there to take the draw. Best face-off man on the team. Gustafson corrals a loose puck and sends it down the ice. 1:36 to go, and the penalty to Lance Galbraith. Matt Kinch. Kenton Smith. Smith pass up for Brent Dodging Horse, leaves it for Brendel. Brendel cross to Brad Moran. Moran. Smith. Kinch. Wrist shot. Dodging Horse in front. Moran almost got a stick on it there. Campbell in the corner trying to get it out. Can't do it. Brad Moran has it. Gets it caught up in his skates. In front, Tessier with a chance to clear it and does.
We know it's an emotional week for Coach Brian Kilray, so close to winning another Memorial Cup, but I think even Killer, it's important for him to remove himself from the emotion of the game. He still has to make a lot of sound decisions at the right time in this hockey game, and maybe he could celebrate just a couple hours later.
His team's shorthanded. 1:07 to go in the penalty to Lance Galbraith. Face off in the Ottawa zone. Tessier against Moran. Tessier wins it. Campbell will clear it.
One of the reasons that the Calgary Hitmen have not really been able to establish too much inside the Ottawa zone, Kevin, is Tessier's won a couple key faceoffs. When you can do that, you get that puck out of there in a hurry.
Campbell getting it out. Brian Campbell takes a bump. Tootin. Jeremy Van Hoof with a chance to clear it and does. 38 seconds to go in the man advantage. Talbot. Ian Talbot. There he is working hard. Dan Tootin. Joe Talbot out there as well with Boynton and Sellers. And Tootin getting a hand here from the folks at the Civic Center for his work as 3 Calgary Hitmen can't take the puck off him. Forces a face-off in the Calgary zone with 17 seconds to go, and the penalty to Lance Galbraith.
10 goals his first 2 seasons in the OHL for Dan Tootin. 24 goals this year. He's been held off the score sheet so far, but look at his play without the puck. Boy, I'm telling you, you can't do a much better job than that. He keeps it moving. Nobody pins him to the wall. Kenton Smith does. Finally, they get the puck and the guy tied up against the boards, but that's great play without the puck, and Tootin showing that he's ready for this game with a little bit of action after the whistle.
Mark Bell still looking for his first goal of the tournament. Will take the draw against Chris Beach. Davis with a shot. Fomichev the save. Bell looking for the rebound. Controls the puck. Mark Bell killing off seconds. Penalty winding down, just 5 seconds to go in the Calgary man advantage. Galbraith is back on the ice. Penalty is over. Rod Serich will set up behind his own net. Serich pass too far. Kristanovich in a race with Sellers. Still loose. Here's Steenbergen. No icing. Out in front. Zoltek trying to get rid of it. Back the other way, it's Bell. Trying to get around Curtis Rich. Can't do it. Luke Sellers has it now with 15:05 to go in the first period. Still scoreless. Shots on goal. 2-2 to this point. Serich up to Clark. Here's Beach with Steenbergen. Beach out in front. Steenbergen with a stick on it. Good job as Van Hoof was all over him. Kotick had to be sharp. Campbell has it now. Center ice. Smith flips it in. Bergman giving chase, but it is Campbell who will get there first. Takes a hit from Bergman. Penalty coming up to the Hitmen. Tuden moving in. Van Hoef cutting for the net. Calgary touches it, and the Ottawa 67's will get their first power play opportunity when we return.
At every one of our hotels, we welcome the hard-working business traveler. Comfort Inns provide excellent value and friendly service. Quality hotels offer special executive rooms and in-room coffee. Econo Lodges give you a good room at a good rate. And all feature our guest satisfaction guarantee.
Hi, hon. Don't you love the couch over there?
No.
Choice Hotels. All the signs of a great hotel.
1 hour figure skating lesson, $55. Black spandex ensemble, $175. Cleaning, filling, and caps, $850. Discovering your artistic side, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted at figure skating schools and other artistic places worldwide.
Looking for digital connectable office technology? There's Mita Digital Laser Color. Wide format printing. Multifunction. Or Mita's new advanced digital copier printer. Whether your CPU is on your desktop or on your shoulders, digital technology from Mita can help.
The initial penalty was to Peter Bergman, but after the action, here's what he got it for, as he took Campbell into the boards. But then in front of the Ottawa bench, Ryan Andres decked Brian Campbell, and Justin Davis was in there as well.
1, 2, 3, 4 Ottawa 67's on the ice. Andres all by himself. Finally into the play comes Clark. He's a 16-year-old. Kinch shows up, but there was a lot of action by Andres. He seemed to be poking and jabbing and dropping anybody within sight.
Ottawa will go on the power play, which has not been very successful for them this tournament. Just 2 for 24, 8.3%. And another penalty coming up. A high sticking call against the Hitmen. Ottawa with a 2-man advantage coming up early here in the first period. 14:10 to go. And Jared Smithson will sit.
Jared Smithson is never one to confuse hockey, Kevin, with ballroom dancing, but he's got to be a little bit careful there. He gets the stick up on Campbell, and it looks like Campbell's been a bit of a target here 3 times so far in this first period. You're just really playing with fire when you're going to kill off a 2-man advantage in the first period, early in the first period, against a pretty good Ottawa team.
1 minute and 50 seconds. Ottawa will have the 2-man advantage. Matt Kinch, Keaton Smith, and Chris Nielsen up there to kill it off. Campbell and Boynton up top for the 67's. This is Boynton, Brian Campbell, cross ice. Tessier with a shot, puts it away. Gustafson the rebound. The net is off as Fomichev was backing into the cage and lifted it off the moorings.
Kevin, when you got a 2-man advantage, what you're trying to do is get the one-time shots. The ones that make the goalie move from side to side. Watch this cross-ice pass here. That forces Fomichev to move over. Unfortunately, Tessier did not get the shot on the net. But look for that to happen when they're a 2-man advantage. You put your guys that shoot left on the right side, right fellows that shoot right over on the other side, and try to get the one-timers. Make the goaltender try to save the puck while he's moving.
Tessier will take the draw against Brad Moran. Tessier wins it back to Campbell. Campbell hangs on. Boynton up top. The side of the net. Tessier is there. Gustafson in front. Campbell with it to Boynton. Set up at the side. Here's Tessier. 1:16 to go in the 2-man advantage. Tessier, Boynton, cross ice. Tuden hits the side of the net. Gustafson up top to Campbell. Side again, pass for Tessier, too hard for him. Tuden knocked down in front of the net. Gustafson will pick it up there. Gustafson hanging on to it, gives it to Campbell. Campbell winds, side of the net, deflection attempt by Tessier. Bouncing puck in front. Fomichev is down. Here's Tuden behind the net. Centering it for Campbell. Boynton Side of the net again. There's another deflection by Tessier, and he just missed. And again, the net comes off the moorings, and Kevin Pollock says Alex Fomichev did that on purpose.
A lot of puck movement here by the Ottawa 67s. They tried some deflections. Twice they tried to get that puck down at the side of the crease area for Dan Tuden to just deflect it. But pretty good pressure by the Hitmen. 2 men short. They form their diamond. Their 3 players, their triangle. They've got pressure on the people. And there is clearly Fomichev looking behind the net with the play behind the net, and he simply knocks the net off its moorings. Watch Tessier. That's just not getting the angle of the stick quite right. He stays and chases it down, and here's another one at that side. That was a backhand. He had to put it upstairs, unable to do so. Ha! Fomichev got caught.
This power play is brought to you by Power Bar, the official energy bar of the CHL. And what a power play it is. Delay of game penalty to Alex Fomichev. So the Hitmen will continue to play 2 men short. From the faceoff, Bell, McCausland, won by the 67s. Here's Luke Sellers now. Cross-ice pass. Zoltek tried to one-time it, couldn't do it. Jonathan Zion will keep it in. McCausland working on Zoltek. Here is Sellers, winds, fires a shot, deflected in front, loose, and Fomichev has it, as Zoltek was right on the doorstep.
As good as Ottawa's moving that puck around, the times that they get the shot on the net, Fomichev, outstanding. Watch his positioning, the goaltender for Calgary. He's looking at that puck. As soon as it's back there, look where he is, top of the crease, and holds his position well. And a nice job of the defense to clear the front of the net. That's concentration. He's not a biggest guy. He makes the save, it controls the rebound, and bang, there's a big 67 being taken out of the front of the net and knocked to the ice. They need a huge effort right now from Fomichev on this 2-man advantage for the 67.
Bell against Moran. 67s win the draw, but it comes right out. Zion and Luke Sellers. Cross ice, too far. Miguel DeLille will get to it, try and clear it, can't do it. Zion, Sellers. Back to Jonathan Zion, winds and fires, loose in front, bouncing puck. Zoltek is there, but he can't put it home. Here is Mark Bell. Jonathan Zion right in the middle. Shot, rebound, DeLille, bang away at it, and Fomichev ends up on top of it. 6 seconds to go in the 2-man advantage.
It's not just how many saves you make in a hockey game, folks. It's when you make them. None bigger than this flurry right here. Fomichev standing on his head. Watch this shot. Point blank. He sees it. He saves it. He knows where the rebound is. Look at him get over to the side to take away the chance from DeLille. This is absolute excellent concentration. Look at him. I mean, he's like Hasek there. A good goaltender gets his head in front of the puck if he has to. Watch, he's got one thing about, get over there. I don't care if it hits me in the face. Just got to stop it. Wow, it doesn't get much better than that.
Huge pressure on the Calgary Hitmen early. But think of the pressure on the 67s if they cannot beat Alex Fomichev with a 2-man advantage. Continues for the next 6 seconds from the draw. Won by the 67s. Here's Nick Boynton. Wires, fires that one. Just missed the target. 1 penalty is over. 5 on 4 now. Fomichev wanted that puck, didn't get it. Sent it out in front, and Brad Moran will scoop it up. Moran, long shot off the glass. 1:35 to go in the man advantage. Calgary Hitmen weathering a 5 on 3. Campbell tries to shoot it in, and that is offside with 11:44 to go here in the first period. Shots on goal, as you might expect. 9-3 in favor of Ottawa. 7 shots on that power play so far.
You know, if you were a neurosurgeon and looked into this guy's brain, you'd see the nerve from the brain to the stick connected perfectly. Great puck hands, makes things happen. Kevin, many players can see what they want to do, but they just can't get it done. And he's able to really handle that puck and make it go just exactly where he wants it to.
6th-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres with some decisions to be made before June 1st. Has not signed with the Sabres. Could go back into the draft. Here is Galbraith. 1:10 to go in the man advantage. Galbraith. What a story he has been. Number 25 Joe Talbot leading all scorers in the tournament. He's got 7 points on 3 goals and 4 assists. Scored the first goal of this tournament, short-handed, against Acadie Bathurst Teton. But sometimes, Bill, you never know where the heroes will come from.
And it always is that way, isn't it, Kevin? Every kind of a championship series of any sort, whether it's baseball, football, or hockey, there's always somebody that steps up and surprises you. This is a guy right here, Joe Talbot, no ordinary Joe. He models so much of his play after Tessier. He's a good third-line center, maybe one of the best third-line centers in the OHL.
He's out there to take the draw against Chris Beach. 53 seconds to go in the man advantage. Talbot. Rich, Beach, and Jacobs in there, scrumming for the puck. Finally comes out to Ryan Shannon, and he shoots it down the ice. 41 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here's Luke Sellers, the first pick of the Ottawa 67's in the OHL midget draft. Galbraith couldn't shoot it in. Steenbergen prevented that, and this shot is flipped into the Ottawa bench.
Well, you got to look at how he opened the scoring in this tournament. Blocks the shot at the blue line, goes in home free on Roberto Luongo. That confidence right there, I think, really got him going. Look at him deflect that pass, take it back. Now from Mark Bell, upstairs. Hey, he looks like a 50-goal man on those goals, doesn't he? Oh, what a tournament that young man's having.
28 seconds to go in the man advantage. Tessier out there and wins another draw for the 67's. Matt Kinch off the glass. Brad Moran trying to get it out. Sellers shoots it back in, and that one didn't miss by much. DeLille, another guy that's having a good tournament for the 67's. Time winding down in the penalty to Kenton Smith. And what a great job by the Hitmen. The penalty is over. Tessier, bouncing puck, loose in front. Henrik Alfredson will keep it in. Here is Tessier, but the Hitmen are at even strength. 7 shots. None of them beating Alex Vomachev. Sellers bouncing puck towards the net. Tessier trying to center it out in front. Alfredson up there with Miguel DeLille. Hitman trying to get it out. Pavel Brindle out there. Last Sarich working on DeLille. Goes around the other way. Brent dodging horse. Long pass for Brindle. Too far for him. It'll go right on net, and Kotick will leave it there for Jonathan Zion. Matt Zoltek. Pass for Mark Bell. Justin Davis back to Bell. Backhand shot. He scores! His first of the tournament.
On this play, watch Bell get the puck, give it to the outside, and Justin Davis gives it back to him. Bell goes to the net. Watch the fact that the defenseman, Ryan Shannon, cannot handle Mark Bell as he goes to the net. You cannot let Bell get a stick back on the ice to receive that pass. Shannon has to make sure that Bell, if he's with him, Kevin, he's got to get the stick off the ice. Bell is a big, tough guy with that long reach. He got the pass back, made the deke, gives Ottawa that 1-0 lead.
6'3", 180 pounds, first-round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks, has opened the scoring. Mark Bell, his first goal of the tournament. His team has the lead.
It's the perfect landing. It's a special holiday. It's friendly blue waiting there for you. It's traveling your way.
Rent from Thrifty and raise funds for your community hockey team. See your local Thrifty location for details about our Team Spirit program.
Best of all, it's Thrifty. Renting cars with Clyde worldwide.
Meet Diane Bogan. Diane always dreamed of owning a lakeside cottage. So Diane came to us, and we helped. Now she has a place where she and her family can escape to each weekend. A place where she can relax. A place where she can, well, she's doing it right now, isn't she? Happy landings, Diane. Introducing a new way of borrowing. The Scotia Total Equity Plan. Get what you want out of life.
It's the perfect landing. It's a special holiday. It's friendly blue, waiting there for you. It's traveling your way.
Rent from Thrifty and raise funds for your community hockey team. See your local Thrifty location for details about our Team Spirit program.
Best of all, it's Thrifty. Renting cars with pride worldwide.
And there is Mark Bell. His first goal, the only goal here. 10:30 mark, Zoltek and Davis, the big line for Ottawa connecting. Here he is again, Bell with Davis. Davis works around Rich. Zoltek in there as well. Working hard, Zoltek gets knocked down. Clark and Rich. But Davis, so hard to knock off the puck. Matt Zoltek. Curtis Rich has to head to the bench. He's playing without his helmet, and a penalty is coming up to the Ottawa 67's as Curtis Rich headed to the bench. He bumped with Matt Zoltek. And in the Canadian Hockey League, you cannot play without your helmet. It's equivalent to playing with a broken stick.
Yeah, you'd think the players would pick on that real quick. I mean, both teams have to make certain they make no unnecessary trips to Dumbbell City. Really, you know your hat's off, get to the bench, but there is such a temptation, I guess, to not do so. And obviously, after just a super penalty killing job by the Calgary Hitmen, they give up the first goal of the game to Mark Bell. And they're again forced to go back on the defense. And one of the things that happens when you're shorthanded like this, is if you're the Calgary Hitmen, is you're just not getting Pavel Brendel off the bench. He's sitting there. I know he does kill some penalties, and Coach Clark has to figure a way to get him on the ice. One way to do so is, you know, make less trips to the penalty box.
Ottawa's fourth power play opportunity. Tessier in there to take the draw. Wins it. Campbell up top with the captain, Nick Point, flips it on net. Bomachev will grab it and hang on to it. Playing without his helmet, Curtis Rich in the penalty box. Another one of the differences between the CHL and the NHL. That is certainly one of them. The other, of course, the crease rule. Dan Tessier in the crease on Monday scored the goal that turned out to be the winner against Calgary. Wouldn't have counted in the NHL. Nick Poynton has it bounce over his stick. 1:46 to go in the penalty. Campbell, Tessier. Behind the net, Smith. Stripped to the puck by Tuden. Ben Gustafson comes up with it. Gustafson down low. Into Smith. Takes a bump. Gustafson will control it. Campbell in a crowd. Tessier without his helmet. He has got to go to the bench. And does. Poynton out in front, but it gives a chance for the Hitmen to get rid of the puck. And Chris Nielsen does just that. So, two examples. One causing a penalty, the other, Dan Tessier, tried to get his helmet back on, couldn't, and had to go to the bench. Here's a chance now, Steenbergen killing off valuable time. Here's Brian Campbell. Just a minute to go in the man advantage. Campbell moving in. Behind the net, Rod Saris will get there. Campbell knocked down, gets up, but Kristanovich will get it down the ice. 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first period. Mark Bell's first goal of the Memorial Cup. The difference right now. Van Hoek pinching in. Steenbergen trying to get it out and does. 28 seconds to go in the man advantage. Calgary doing a great job here. Not allowing the 67's to get set. Here's Sellers. Gets around Brendel. Matt Zoltek has it go off his teammate's stick, and here's a chance for Brendel. But that one crosses two lines. And he's offside.
The knock on Brian Campbell, Buffalo's 6th round 97 draft choice, is his size. We know the things he does on the ice, but some say he's too small, but he is the same size as Phil Housley, and you know what kind of a year Phil Housley can give you. Look at Campbell lugging that puck and knowing all the time that he's got to get rid of it. Nobody to pass to, dump it back in deep. He did exactly that.
Led his team in scoring, the first time a defenseman has done that in the OHL since 1994. 87 points for Brian Campbell.
The most outstanding player in the Ontario Hockey League. Boy, would he like to ever cap that off with a Memorial Cup here today on his birthday.
Penalty is over. Calgary at even strength. Joe Talbot. Luke Sellers, long pass up the middle. Ian Jacobs flips it in. Fomichev will play. Brendel gets it out to center, and there is Brian Campbell. 20-year goal today, and he'd love that one ahead to Joe Talbot. 1-0 is the score. 6:24 to go here in the championship of the 1999 Memorial Cup.
Tissot, the Swiss brand, preferred by the Swiss themselves.
Even though Dodge Ram is the bright red gold standard of pickup trucks, we're always improving things. We've made our available Magnum V8 engines even more powerful. We've improved the ergonomics of the already world-class interior. In all, we've made over 100 improvements, including this one. Our unique flow-through ventilation system. The Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
With injured Calgary defenseman Brad Stewart suffered the concussion on Monday. Give us an idea of what kind of symptoms you're still suffering from.
Basically just a headache and, you know, different things when I'm skating, dizziness and stuff like that. So I don't think I would have been any help to the team.
How close were you to making the decision to suit up?
Oh, it was real tough, and you know, I thought about a number of different things, options, but, you know, I think this is probably the best option for me down the road.
It's tough to watch, but Brad Stewart will sit and watch his team play the final.
Fomichev making the save there. We saw another member of this Memorial Cup Final Four suffering from a concussion. Justin Papineau, the Ottawa native for Belleville. His teammate Jonathan Chichu also lost in this tourney with a knee problem, so injury is a big part of this week's of action.
And I guess the bottom line, the player himself knows how he feels. You really, you know, you're not too sure, but it's amazing. Years ago, Kevin, when a guy said he had a headache, you'd say, hey, great, it's not a leg, it's not an arm, it's just a headache. You're going to get out there and play, but they have to be so careful now. And to watch Papineau yesterday, I'm not completely sure he was very effective at all for the Belleville Bulls out there.
One of the rules about concussions in the CHL as well, all players have to wear mouth guards. And the mouth guards are colored so that the referee can see that the player actually has that mouth guard in. If he doesn't, that's an equipment violation as well. Gustafson with a shot, he scores!
Well, you watch the play in front of the net. This shot comes from the point. It just ends up on the stick. This is one of the many face-offs this team has won. The shot just ends up perfectly where Gustafson would like to have it. Here it comes. Watch the shot. It's almost blocked in front. That stick that it hits slows that puck down just enough for Ben Gustafson, who jumps on it. He recognizes it's there. Sometimes you got to be lucky. Sometimes you got to be good. Sometimes you need a combination of both. That puck deflecting onto Gustafson's stick right there was a bit of a lucky break, but he's not going to throw it back. It's not fishing. You don't throw those back. 2-0 Ottawa.
Ben Gustafson with his first goal of the Memorial Cup. 5:40 to go here in the first period. Ottawa with 2-0 lead. Boynton getting the assist at the 14-minute mark. Back the other way. Here's Steenbergen out there with Chris Beach. Steenbergen shot. That one didn't miss by much. Chris Beach behind the net. Calgary with only 4 shots so far. Out in front, here's a chance. Kenton Smith will keep it in. Nick Boynton, leading point getter of all the defensemen, picks up another assist. Boynton with 6 points so far in the tournament. His teammate Joe Talbot leads all scorers with 7. Nielsen crosses the line, trying to get around the defense. Here's Chris Nielsen. Where's a shot? He scores! Chris Nielsen made a great move and finished on his team's 5th shot. Cuts the lead in half.
You have to have one of your leaders come up and take the bull by the horns when you're down by 2. Watch the job he does on a veteran defenseman, Nick Boynton. He's got the puck. Don't tell me you fall down and make the wrong turn, Nick. You got to turn to the outside on him. I think Boynton made the wrong turn on Crawford's goal that ended the game in overtime. He catches him the wrong way. Boynton trips, falls. He comes in on his right shot side. Nielsen, a right-hand shot coming in off the left wing, has got a lot of net at that point to shoot to, and he fills it with rubber. Huge goal. Under 5 minutes in the first period. They're trailing by 1. They've joined the battle.
And there is celebration in Goodlands, Manitoba, as Chris Nielsen's grandmother watching from there and seeing Chris score his first goal of the tournament unassisted at 15-16. Just 1:14 after the 67's made it 2-0. The Hitmen come right back, and Chris Nielsen gets the goal to make it 2-1. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go here in the first period. Smithson, McCausland. Bergman has to wait. Slipped in. Ryan Campbell behind his net, takes a bump. Celtic can't get it out. Bergman is there. Campbell gets the puck up to Zoltek, but he'll lose it. Ryan Andres back to Kenton Smith. Smith weaves his way around Tessier. Out for Clark. Too far for him. Campbell. Justin Davis trying to get it out. Can't do it. Kept in. Hitman with some more pressure here in the first period. The goal by Nielsen giving them some life. Here's Justin Davis. Pass for Tessier. Dan Tessier moving in with 2. There's a shot loose in front. Fomichev knocked down in front, and a penalty coming up. Interference will be the call against Dan Tessier. The Hitmen have a power play when we come back.
Mud holes. Dirt roads. Most people wouldn't think of driving through stuff like that. But then that's the beauty of Subaru all-wheel drive. It automatically transfers power from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip, which means it does the thinking for you.
Sorry, mate. Guess I wasn't thinking.
Lots of long-distance companies let you save money when you call at night. But have you seen what they're charging you during the day? At Sprint Canada, there's no difference between night or day. You get the same low rate no matter when you call.
For $4.95 a month, call anytime, night and day to anywhere in Canada and pay just 10 cents a minute. Call 1-800-THE-MOST today.
Night, day, it's all the same to us.
If you keep going to the net, keep crashing your opposition goaltending area, you're going to take some penalties for interference. That's Tessier getting right in the face of Fomichev, and he does draw the 2-minute interference penalty.
Second power play opportunity for the Hitmen. Smith and Kinch at the blue line for the Hitmen. Moran, Dodging Horse, and Brendel, the big line for Calgary. Moran. Can't beat Joe Talbot as he gets it down the ice. Kenton Smith. Matt Kinch, 1:30 to go in the man advantage, 2:58 to go here in the first period. Dodging Horse. Point. Wraps it around the glass and out. Here's a race for the puck. Here is Joe Talbot shorthanded. He scored here before. Talbot with Tuden. And great job by Kenton Smith. Talbot will try and tie it up in the corner. Talbot working hard, gets a hand from the fans. Joe Talbot leading scorer here in the tournament. Here is Moran. To Pavel Brendel. Cross ice, Curtis Rich winds, fires, and that one goes just wide. Gustafson has Brendel tied up. Brad Moran. Brendel up to Shannon. Here's Pavel Brendel. Curtis Rich, another one-time shot, this time blocked by Dan Tuden. 40 seconds to go in the penalty. Behind the net, Brendel is there, centering it out in front. Deflected away by Ben Gustafson. Dodging horse. Brendel has it. Side of the net. Moran from a tough angle. Put that one behind the net, but Brad Moran has it again. 24 seconds to go in the penalty. 1:50 to go in the first period. Dodging horse. Brendel. Moran. Calgary doing a great job. Here is Brendel working out in front, trying to get a shot away and couldn't do it. He's got it again. Pavel Brendel. Brad Moran. 60 goals during the regular season gets filled in by Jonathan Zion. Boynton with a chance to clear it, and he'll carry it out. Nick Boynton will just put it into the corner, and the fans here at the Ottawa Civic Center giving the team a cheer as they kill off that penalty. No shots for Calgary during the man advantage. Here's Chris Nielsen now. He has the goal for Calgary. Beach behind the net. Jeremy Van Hoop working against Nielsen, and that one goes into the crowd. 1:01 to go here in the first period. Let's take a look at our top prospect, and that, of course, is Pavel Brendel, and it's brought to you by MasterCard, the official card and payment system of the CHL.
Always so dangerous around the net. Only one other 17-year-old scored 70 goals in the Western Hockey League. That was Reggie Leach of the 1967-68 Flin Flon Bombers, and what an NHL career he went on to have.
Pavel Brendel leads his team in scoring, 3 goals, 2 assists so far. Less than a minute to go now in the first period. The 67s open with 2 straight goals, but Chris Nielsen has come back to cut that lead to 2-1. Beach. Nielsen. Hitmen. Give it up. Here's Mark Bell. He has a goal for Ottawa. Off the glass with 27 seconds to go. Ryan Campbell. Justin Davis backhands it in, and Matt Finch will pick it up there. Time winding down. Nielsen. Long pass for Beach. Takes it off his skates. Then takes a bump from Jeremy Van Hoop. Here is Bell. There's a chance for Davis. 6 seconds to go. Davis looking for one shot. Bell has it now. Tuden is in the crease, but time winds out. First period is over, and the home team, the Ottawa 67s, down, up 2-1.
Yamaha is making fun affordable.
Lots of long-distance companies let you save money when you call at night. But have you seen what they're charging you during the day? At Sprint Canada, there's no difference between night or day. You get the same low rate no matter when you call.
For $4.95 a month, call anytime, night and day to anywhere in Canada and pay just 10 cents a minute. Call 1-800-THE-MOST today.
Night, day, it's all the same to us.
You know, these old sticks of mine take me back to hockey's glory days. Here's the one I used in the '49 final. I think it was '49. Anyway, now you can have your own stick collection. Team Canada Collector Stick is one of 6 inside cases of Molson Canadian hockey candy. 18 Canadian. One memorable stick. Must be legal drinking age. No purchase necessary.
Looking for digital connectable office technology? There's Mita Digital Laser Color. Wide format printing. Multifunction. Or Mita's new advanced digital copier printer. Whether your CPU is on your desktop or on your shoulders, digital technology from Mita can help.
You ready for lunch?
Yeah, I'm starving.
You want to drive?
Sure.
Hungry? Oh, not so fast, cowboy. The automobile is a very powerful machine. Let's check the manual, shall we? Congratulations on the purchase of your brand new automobile. Driving can be fun.
Extra hungry? Try McDonald's new taste, Big Extra. Tomato, lettuce, and a huge beef patty seasoned to perfection. Go for the whole meal for just $3.99.
We're approaching a pedestrian crossing.
Pedestrian!
Pedestrian?
The 1999 MasterCard Memorial Cup from Ottawa is presented in part by Canadian Tire, still the right place, and by Chrysler, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey.
Ben Gustafson scoring his first goal of the Memorial Cup, and it is the difference right now. The Ottawa 67's with a 2-1 lead over the Calgary Hitmen after 20 minutes of hockey. Speaking of time, how about the Tissot tickers? Swiss watches since 1853. We put the clock on Campbell and Brendel.
They got to get more time for Brendel. He's got to be out there sometimes, maybe even double shifting. You know they're going to run into some power play opportunities. There was very little of that period. Brendel's time lower than I think we would have expected.
Ottawa with so much time with the man advantage, as you might expect. Lead the shots on goal by a wide margin of 3-1. 15-5 to this point. Second period underway. Kevin Quinn along with Bill Wilms, Darren Millard, and Ryan Walter from the Ottawa Civic Center Championship Sunday. 1999 Memorial Cup. Here's Ben Gustafson moving in. Tessier cutting for the net. Rebound! Not necessary! Gustafson scores his second straight goal.
You certainly got to believe that going down that right wing, that there had to be a little bit of concern for Fomichev with a guy coming right down the middle of the net, in front of the net. That's Tessier. That's just a bad goal. That's one I'm sure that he would like to have back. Gustafson just shoots on the net. It's never your worst play in hockey. It's not always your best. But I got to believe that coming right down the middle of the ice was Tessier. And I think Fomichev wasn't too sure whether that pass was coming and maybe just caught himself a little bit off balance. Coach Clark's team trailing by 2.
34 seconds into the second period. Ben Gustafson scores his second goal of the hockey game. It's 3-1 for Ottawa. Their 16th shot on net gives them back a 2-goal lead. Gustafson from Tessier and Tootin, 34 seconds. Zoltek looking for more. Davidson fell with a shot. That one just missed the target. Zoltek and Shannon colliding. Hitmen have to find a way now to get this crowd out of this game. Capacity crowd here at the Ottawa Civic Center. Nielsen scored the last time. Here's a shot and a rebound, and Campbell is there. Steenbergen with another shot, and Connick's the save. Jeremy Van Hoop. Up to Matt Zoltek, quickly up to Joe Talbot. Here is Talbot. Centering pass, still has it. Jacobs trying to can't do it, and back come the Hitmen. Kinch moving in. There's a shot and a glove save by Seamus Connick.
We talk a lot about defensemen joining the rush, and we've said an awful lot about Matt Kinch. He led all WHL defense with 83 points. He recognizes the gravity of the situation. Steenbergen to the outside. Kinch, a defenseman, going to the net. The goaltender, Kotick, with a save that maybe looked a little tougher than it actually was, but Kinch has been a real spark plug for this team all season long, and there's the numbers on him, and he certainly recognizes that they've got to get some offense up front.
Chris Beach in there to take the draw against Joe Talbot. Back up top, Smith. Shot handled easily by Seamus Kotick. Jonathan Zion up for Jacobs, too far for him. Nick Boynton and Jonathan Zion on the blue line for the 67s. Kenton Smith. Kristanovich. Beach stripped of the puck by Lance Galbraith. Matt Kinch carrying on, gives it up to Smith. Here's Smith moving in, weak shot. Handled easily by Kotick. Galbraith, one-on-one now. Talbot joining the play. Here's Lance Galbraith, shoots, scores!
Take a look on the left side of your screen. It's a defenseman, Kenton Smith, joining the rush, going to the front of the Ottawa net. That leaves his partner, Matt Kinch, all by himself. It's a 2-on-1, possibly even a 3-on-1. Kinch has nothing left to do there but try to block the shot. Galbraith, the guy that sat out a couple games, you like the effort that he gives you every time on the ice. He's one happy, not only backer, as he often is, but goal scorer here tonight.
And what a start for the 67s. 2 goals in under 2 minutes. A 4-1 lead. Here in the second period. 2 minutes, 30-second mark. Here's a shot loose in front. The Hitmen come right back. And it's Eric Clark. Just like that.
What a great opportunity for Eric Clark. He's a 16-year-old on this team. We talked about him in previous games. He's a fourth liner. He finds himself right in the center of Memorial Cup action. Watch the shot from the point. He's there. Clark, that size, is going to get this rebound if you don't take him out of the play. Look at him standing in front. He's got his feet outside the crease, just where you should be. He knows that when that shot comes from the point, stay with it. Good baseball hands there, because when that puck jumped a 1.5 feet off the ice, he was able to swat it to the back of the net. Hey, Semiahmoo, British Columbia is very, very proud of Eric Clark.
Just 22 seconds after Lance Galbraith made it 4-1. Eric Clark with his first goal of the tournament. 3 goals in this period in a span of just 2 minutes and 18 seconds. The 67s have jumped out to leads before and seen them evaporate. Every time it looked like they're getting out of reach, the Hitmen come back. Here's Tessier with a shot. Fomichev, the blocker save. Pavel Brendel. Long pass for Brent Dodging Horse. Moran's joining the play. Here's Dodging Horse. Centering pass. Moran has it. To Brendel. Takes it off his skates, but can't get a shot away. Jeremy Van Hook. Cleared but not out. Kinch shot on net. Brendel's at the side of the net. Ever dangerous. Smith will keep it in. Dodging Horse now. Matt Kinch. Brendel. Quick shot. Hit the side of the net. Hitman coming on here. Here is Tuden the other way. Ben Gustafson. 2 goals already. Dan Tuden. There's a shot. Fomichev the save. Rebound. He sits on top of it and keeps it out. 16:09 to go here in the second period. Plenty of action from Ottawa.
This is the climate. Motomaster works here. In a climate like this, we know your engine takes a beating. That's why Motomaster offers an entire line of climate-proven Formula One oils. Like Formula One Synthetic, it flows evenly year-round. So from a cold start to 450 degrees running, your engine has true protection at any temperature, under any condition, in every one of our unpredictable climates. This is the climate. This is the oil. Motomaster works here.
1 hour figure skating lesson, $55. Black spandex ensemble, $175. Cleaning, filling, and caps, $850. Discovering your artistic side, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted at figure skating schools and other artistic places worldwide.
Promotional considerations provided by Best Western, the official hotel of Canadian hockey.
Many, many nights this guy's been unstoppable as rain. Look at him battle. Side of the net. He knows that if he gets a puck in that position there, he's buried a few of those. Pavel Brendel's learned the North American way. Get puck, get goals, get paid.
Big bucks. 16:06 to go here in the second period. 4-2 is the score in favor of the 67's from Ottawa. Eric Clark picking up the goal for the Hitmen to make it 4-2. Assist to Rich and Bergman at the 2:52 mark. Sellers keeping it in for Ottawa. Back up top, Boynton, the side of the net. Davis turned the other way. Cleared but not out. Sellers with the shot. Loose. McPaslin will finally get it out. But concerned. Alex Fomichev beaten twice from the same spot. Here's a chance now for Bell. Moving in. There's a shot, and that one didn't miss by much. Davis will keep it in. Right in front. Celtic the tip. Right across the crease. Steenbergen getting it out to Chris Beach. Beach moving in. Beach back up top. There's a shot, and Kristanovic gets it back. He pulled the trigger and missed. Couldn't get it to settle down on the second attempt. Shots on goal evening up 19-14 now, still favoring Ottawa. Down the ice, and Kinch will touch it. That is icing with 14:54 to go here in the second.
Chris Beach is the Rodney Dangerfield of junior hockey, Kevin. Central Scouting had him rated as the top North American at the start of the season, but he dropped to 9th. Now he's back to 7th. He still feels, even at that spot, he's got no respect as we take a look at where he ends up in the top 7.
Brad Stewart, the concussion problems, that is the problem for the number 1, Patrick Steffen. Playing for Long Beach of the IHL, and that may move Pavel Brendel up to the number 1 spot. You may see him go June 26th in Boston, number 1. Here is Campbell moving in. Shot goes wide. Incidentally, you'll be able to see the draft on CTV Sportsnet. June 26th from Boston. Steenbergen getting it out. Kristanovic has it. Working on Campbell. Kristanovic drop pass. Smith a shot. Paddock the save. Out in front. Bouncing puck. There's a chance. Loose. Steenbergen banging away, but he couldn't get it to go home. That one ends up in the Calgary bench with 14:10 to go here in the second period. The Hitmen taking a hit early, but they are coming back.
You know, Calgary has really got chances off the rush. Watch Kristanovic throw the puck back to guess who? A defenseman, Kenton Smith, the guy that's making his first appearance. He joins that rush very quickly. Calgary with another chance. On the rush, they've had some chances, Kevin. What Calgary hasn't really done is establish any play on the perimeter against the wall inside the Ottawa zone.
And so much emotion for this young man. His mother passing away from cancer earlier in the week. He'd left the team, gone home, and then is back with his teammates, back with his friends. And he said this is what his mother would want him to do. This is where he belongs as the healing process begins.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed feelings. I'm sure if you're a Calgary fan, a Calgary follower, that's one of the reasons why you'd like their team to win. And if you're an Ottawa fan, boy, the whole Kilray scenario here in Ottawa is big reason for you to be pretty excited.
14:04 to go here in the second period. Fomichev handles that shot from Nick Boynton, and he'll hang on. Alex Fomichev a little bit shaky beginning of that second period. Gustafson and Galbraith with shots from the same spot getting by him.
You know, he was seen in the lobby at the Civic Center here last game against Acadie Bathurst, phoning his mother in Moscow with the results. It was 7 a.m. there, and even though they've got some internet capabilities, she said he wanted to tell her directly what had happened in the game. She senses sometimes how the game went.
So far, his team down 2 goals. Shots on goal, 20-17 in favor of Ottawa. Face-off coming up to the left of goal, like Alex Fomichev, who's gone the entire way for Calgary. There's a shot that deflects just by the open corner. Jonathan Zion with a backhand. Ian Jacobs takes a bump. Galbraith carries on. There's a shot, doesn't get through. Shannon knocks down Galbraith. Jacobs will keep it in. Shannon blocked that shot as well. Curtis Ridge. Joe Talbot strips him of the puck. Here is Talbot spinning, trying to get some space. Jacobs is in front. Boynton can't get to it. Zion, backhand shot, knocked down. And away comes Eric Clark. One of the 2 goals for the Hitmen. Clark trying to get around Boynton. He's knocked down. Andres in there, fighting for the puck. Clark comes up with it. Centered is out in front. Andres again, and this time Connick decides to hang on to it with 13-12 to go here in the second period. Some bad blood between these 2 teams, obviously, because Galbraith hit on Brad Stewart.
And again, it's the rookie Clark that makes plays happen in the corner of the rink. This is the forechecking action Calgary has to establish, Kevin. They've got to get play along the boards. They've got to get down and dirty in the corners. They've got to get that puck to the front of the net, create some traffic in front of the Ottawa zone. And that's funny. It takes a 16-year-old playing his first season in major junior hockey to sort of get your team started along that line.
What a thrill for Eric Clark as he picks up the first goal for the Calgary Hitmen here on Championship Sunday. 2000 NHL draft. That just doesn't sound right saying it, but it's true. The year 2000. The millennium ends for CHL hockey right here in Ottawa at the Memorial Cup. Next year, the year 2000, Halifax, the site of the Memorial Cup. Here's Brian Campbell. Flips it in. Tessier behind the net, out in front to the shot, and he just missed. Kept in. Smith trying to get it out. Tessier will keep it in. Tessier to Campbell. Out in front. Deflection. And Fomichev makes the save. 12 minutes, 47 seconds to go here in the second period. It's 4-2.
Gatorade Fierce in lime and melon. So bold, it's fierce.
Why they call it the cage, baby?
Showers and thunderstorms today, but strong
New Prestone Rain Repellent. You'll see.
Well, Fomichev seeing a lot of pucks come his way, some shots, some deflections. Watch how quickly the 67's move that puck around, and that shot to Gustafson. He tries to deflect it with his back towards the net. Gustafson looking for his 3rd goal. That's good position. Look at him. He deflects it between his skates, turns around, looks for his own rebound.
And that puck dropped unfairly. We'll do it again. Let's check out the plus minus, brought to you by Auto Pro, the largest network of automotive professionals. And Joe Talbot, the surprise, not only leading his team in plus minus, but also in the scoring department.
Paying attention to a lot of the details in Calgary. Hitman, Brad Moran's been their leader all year. I know Brendel's had an awful lot of ink. He's the talk of the town, but if you had 20 Pavel Brendels on your team, you wouldn't win many games. You got to have the Brad Morans on the team.
And Brad Moran scored an empty net goal that put his team's percentage in the tie-breaking system to .611. He scored it against Acadie Bathurst. Had he not scored that goal, it would be Ottawa who would be hosting, and Calgary would have had to play on Saturday. So a big goal. Big games on the CTV network. The Atlanta Hawks and the surprising New York Knicks, the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, trying to take a 3-0 lead against the Hawks. We'll get you to that game on most of our CTV stations coming up after the Memorial Cup. Here's Pavel Brendel trying to get loose. Brendel, the pass up top. Matt Kinch waits as Dodging Horse clears the zone and has got it now. Here's Brendel, winds, fires a shot, and Paddock makes the save.
Pavel Brendel has had little ice time in the second period. We think this is his 3rd shift, but you see how dangerous he is. And you know, his line mate, Brent Dodging Horse, recognizes Brendel going down the right wing. Dodging Horse right at the blue line. Get it wide. Get it to the outside. Brendel with the shot. Kotick facing him. Square on. Perfect position relative to the shooter. And here is the shot and the save. Can Brendel score? Can he put the puck in the net? Well, let's have a look. Keep your eye on 8. He snaps that shot into the net in a hurry. Watch this positioning right there. Boy, you let him jump on a loose puck. He's a vulture. And watch this play right here. Stop, shoot, goal.
Interesting that he scored his goals basically from the same position 3 times. There's a chance. They score! Chris Nielsen, his 2nd goal, has cut it to 1.
Right off the face-off, the puck goes in behind the net. Chris Nielsen circles. I don't know if Kotick, the goaltender for the 67's, is a little slow to get over to the post or not. Very simple. You don't expect this to go in. Puck along the boards. I told you, they got to outmuscle them along the wall. There's the shot. Puck bounces off the goalkeeper's equipment and into the net. That is one of the few chances they've had off the wall where they've got down and dirty and did something against the boards, and somehow that puck sneaks in past the goalkeeper Kotick, and we're 4-3 now. 67's lead by 1.
Celebrations continuing in Goodlands, Manitoba, as Grandma watches Chris Nielsen get his 2nd goal. Here's a chance now in front. There's a shot. Pomachev the save. Another chance. Loose in front. Zoltek denied. Kept in by Luke Sellers. Nielsen almost sprung loose, and now Smithson is. Smithson moving in. Trying to get a cross-ice pass, broken up nicely by the captain, Nick Boynton. Back the other way, pass for Mark Bell too far. Action heating up. Here is Justin Davis. The Hitmen have closed the gap to 1.
Calgary goal is second on the third, scored by
Chris Nielsen. His 2nd goal. Jared Smithson getting the assist. Here's a chance now. Kristanovich with a shot. Kotick doesn't know where it is. Hitch. What a close call for Seamus Kotick. The puck just sat there. Calgary just inches away from tying it up. 7:52, the time of the goal by Nielsen, is 2nd of the game, 2nd of the tournament. Steenbergen moving in. Calgary with the momentum right now, trying to tie this hockey game. 10 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the 2nd. The 67's jumped out to leads and seen them evaporate the last 3 games. Kristanovich. Shot floats over top of the net. Beach to Steenbergen. Chris Beach. Steenbergen trying to give it back to him, but Van Hoop will get it out and down the ice. The Hitmen coming on here in the 2nd period.
Jordan Kristanovich, probably the biggest goal he ever scored in his career, came against Kamloops in triple overtime back in British Columbia. He gets a great chance that Kotick just loses the play, loses the puck. He does not know where it is. Look, he's looking everywhere. And thank goodness for a defenseman that comes in and swipes that puck out of the paint area. Kotick's not too sure whether that thing is, and Luke Sellers jumps onto the play. Now take a look right off the face-off. Just after Calgary scored, Ottawa came to this attack. Look at that pressure. I mean, that puck had been dropped at center and into the Calgary zone. Went to 67's Pomachev break.
10 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the 2nd period. 4-3 in favor of the 67's. Ryan Shannon, the captain of Calgary. Bergman loses it to Mark Bell. Bell, one of 4 goals for Ottawa, working hard. Justin Davis, Matt Zoltek parking himself in front. Zion trying to get down low. Here is Bell. Centering pass. Davis can't get to it. Kept in. Rod Sarich will try and clear it out and does. Zion. Jeff Tuden. Moving in. He's checked off the puck. It bounces. Sarich fires it out. 9 minutes, 14 seconds to go here in the second period. A giveaway and a penalty. Ryan Andres is down. The trainer, Chris Fleming, over to see on the condition of number 23.
Ryan Andres found himself in clear possession of a puck that Jonathan Zion just got rid of. You don't want to turn around and just dump the puck out of your zone blindly. It went to Andres. He got the puck. He was just going to make a play with it. And I think a stick comes up and catches Andres. Not only did the stick, his head hits the wall in a hurry.
We'll be back with the Calgary power play here at the Memorial Cup.
What stands between you and your goal? Will you give into it or fight through it? Will you fear it or embrace it? Will you hold back? Hold nothing back. When you need something extra, when it counts the most, will it be there? Gatorade, is it in you?
What are the odds of getting a flat when you're in a hurry, when there's no one else around, or when it's really nasty out? Beat the odds with new Prestone Tire Jack in the safety orange can, the premium sealer and inflator that passes the Prestone 7-nail test. Tire Jack's exclusive AcroSeal system seals punctures tight with acrylic resins and inflates your tire to get you going. Put your tires in the Prestone zone with new Prestone Tire Jack and get protection that's tough as nails.
Welcome back to Ottawa. Play just underway. The Calgary Hitmen going on their 3rd power play. Nick Boynton off 2 minutes for tripping. Ryan Andres hitting hard into the boards. He had to be helped to the bench. We'll check on his condition and get you that information as soon as possible. But the Hitmen with a great chance to tie it up here. As we mentioned off the top, the best power play in this tournament.
Big Nick Boynton, 6'2", 215-pound captain. And, you know, I'm sure that these captains have an awful lot of things to say in games like this. This is the biggest one, the last game of junior hockey that you can play. And this is just another opportunity. Kevin, I think as long as Calgary can stay within 1, maximum 2 goals, they can make this final game very, very interesting. They've fallen behind, but they're back in it.
1:27 to go in the man advantage. Zion tries to get it out. Hits Brad Moran instead. Here's a chance for Zion to get it out. Kinch will keep it in. Tuden going the other way, trying to get loose. Can't do it. Kinch. Kenton Smith. Pavel Brendel, so dangerous. Leading scorer on this Calgary club. Behind the net, here's Brad Moran. Trying to get to Brendel. Kinch does a good job to keep it in. Just flips it into the corner. Moran is there, corralling a loose puck. Brendel pokes it out in front. Kotick will grab it. This power play is brought to you by Power Bar, the official energy bar of the CHL.
48 seconds left in the Calgary power play. Brendel with nothing much more than a push towards the net there. Not a great scoring chance. You get a look at where his numbers compare with the rest of the guys in the 3 major rookies in the 3 major leagues. That's pretty impressive. 134 points. Nobody's ever done that. And the line off right now as the second unit comes out to try to get Calgary back at all even.
Chris Nielsen with 2 goals. So far, he's out there with Beach and Smithson. 45 seconds to go in the man advantage. Kenton Smith and Matt Kinch on the blue lines. Gustafson, Tessier, Campbell, and Luke Sellers killing this off. Here is Smith. Flips it in. Sellers will get there first. Smith keeps it in. Smithson back up top. Here's Chris Nielsen. Over to Matt Kinch. Winds, fires, and that one missed the target. And just gets out with 18 seconds to go in the man advantage. Shots on goal, 23-21 in favor of Ottawa. Tessier gets it in. Boynton set to step back onto the ice. Here's Chris Nielsen. The penalty is over. Both teams at full strength. Nielsen round the net, centering it out in front. Boynton is there to take it away, and here is Brian Campbell. Campbell stops for Tuden. Dan Tuden. There's a chance. Talbot just missed. Joe Talbot close to picking up his 4th goal. Davis takes a bump from Rich. Cleared out. Joe Talbot cutting for the net. The leading scorer here in the tournament. 6:30 to go here, a second period. A 1-goal game out in front. Boynton to Zion. Shoots. That one goes wide. Mark Bell to Matt Zoltek. Zoltek looking for his first goal. Bouncing puck over top of the net. Bell will get it for the 67's. Bell, 1 goal. There's a bouncing puck that goes wide. Ottawa with the pressure. Rod Serich getting it down the ice. Icing against the Hitmen. And a big hand for Ottawa. It's a 4-3 hockey game. These guys in front.
In 79, they worked on my brakes.
Brakes.
Brakes. Brakes. And in 85,
Oil change, grease job.
a lube job.
Lube, oil, and filter.
Oil change.
And a good cup of coffee.
Head to Midas now for our spring brake package. For just $98.88, you'll get a new set of front or rear brake pads installed, plus a free lube oil and filter.
It's important to have your car run well if you don't want no problems.
Midas, car care the way it should be.
That's gotta hurt. You see, Mike Smith came to us a couple of months ago with his dream of running with the Bulls in Spain. He was quite serious. So we made a couple of suggestions, and well, now look at him. Don't look back, Mike. Don't look back. Introducing a new way of borrowing. The Scotia Total Equity Plan. Get what you want out of life.
Here's the quarterback on the Ottawa plays coming out of their own zone. Watch how quickly they move that puck. Nobody yet has been found that can skate faster than a passed puck. Get it to him, get it to him, get the shot on the net. That's just quick puck movement. It was all started by that guy right there.
And almost finished by Joe Talbot. Surprising point getter here in the 1999 Memorial Cup. Got this tournament underway. First goal scored by the number 25 of the 67's, and he did it shorthanded. 4-3 to score. Less than 6 minutes to go here in the second period. Brendel, the dodging horse. Brent dodging horse moving in. Dodging horse draws the attention of 2. Moran has it now, looking for Brendel. Dodging horse. Working it up top. And Lance Galbraith prevented the pass of Kenton Smith. Kept in. Here is Jacobs. He's got Talbot in front. Can't get him the pass. Brendel back the other way. The pass to dodging horse. He takes a bump from Boynton. Loses the puck. Jonathan Zion coming the other way. Here's a chance now for the Hitmen. But back is Jonathan Zion. Dodging horse now. Trying to flip it. But Boynton is there to take it away. Lance Galbraith waits. He's got Joe Talbot and Campbell with him. There's a shot loose in front. Cleared away by Brad Moran. Ian Jacobs to Campbell. Here is Brian Campbell moving in. Couldn't get the shot away. Kenton Smith prevented that. Smith will flip it out. Here's a chance for Smithson. Back and forth. Smithson knocked down behind the play. Here's Ben Gustafson. He has 2 goals already. Gustafson trying to get around Rich. Can't do it. Kept in by Jeremy Van Hoop. Chris Nielsen takes a bump. Here's Dan Tessier. Tessier, wrap-around attempt, loose in front. Bang away, Tuden and Gustafson can't beat Alex Bomachev.
Kevin, when the defensemen support your forecheck, as they have so well here, they do a nice job, Van Hoof, at just shooting the puck back in. They support check along the wall. Watch this. You don't have to be fancy. Get it back in. It'll come back out again. Watch. Get it back in. Just shoot it in. Now watch what happens after they keep it in. Headman, get somebody going to the front of the net. Look for a rebound. Jam it at the goal. Saved by Fomichev. That whole play is set up by the defense for keeping it in. Look at Fomichev. Concentrate. Know his position. Fight for the puck and say, here, I've got it.
And a penalty coming out of that action after the save. Sean McCausland cross-checking. So the Ottawa 67's will go on their 5th power play of this hockey game. 0 for 4 so far with 7 shots. 4:29 to go here in the second period.
When you're under that kind of pressure around the net, sometimes you're going to have to, you know, make the hits. And again, look at the action around the net. That's a pretty good cross-check right in front of the goaltender. Look at the crowd gather. They gather like storm clouds. Ooh.
Dean Clark seeing his team.
Toronto storm clouds. We don't get those storm clouds back out in Vancouver.
You don't get storm clouds because it's always cloudy. just rain all the time. We had rain here for you, buddy, once this week. I guess you called ahead on that one.
I ordered it.
Here's Brian Campbell. Shot on net. Bouncing puck. Loose in front still. They got the big line out there. Bell, Zoltek, and Davis. Everybody at least 6'3". Here's Matt Zoltek looking for his first goal of the tournament. Justin Davis has it. Rich watching him. Bell down low. Here's a chance for Mark Bell. Boynton out in front. Can't corral the puck. Gets a weak shot. And Fomichev had it all the way. Boynton trying to keep it in. Can't do it. That'll chase Mark Bell. Back outside. 1 minute, 24 seconds to go in the man advantage. Bell into the corner. Shannon trying to get it out. Kept in by Bell. And the Hitman will corral a loose puck and get it down the ice. 1:10 to go in the penalty to McCausland. This is Brian Campbell and Tessier, and that one is whistled down on the offside. Campbell talking to Brent Dodging Horse. Shots on goal continue to favor the 67's, 26-21.
This guy here, Brent Dodging Horse, has really been a catalyst and a hard worker on the big line of Brendel and Moran. And, you know, we talk about players with commitment and contribution. I'll tell you the difference between commitment and contribution, Kevin. It's like a plate of ham and eggs, boy. The chicken made the contribution. The pig made the commitment. And on that line, I'll tell you something, Dodging Horse has made many a commitment this year to get that line going.
Well, you got me on that one. I did not expect it to go that way. Dodging Horse, you're right. 4 points so far. 51 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here's Luke Sellers. Gustafson can't control the puck. Gets it again. Ben Gustafson to Tessier. Cross ice. Gustafson winds, fires. Matt Kinch was there to stop it. 32 seconds. Here is Chris Beach. Short-handed. Beach falls down. Still working. Sellers up to Ben Gustafson. Gustafson trying to get around the defenseman. Kinch and does. Gustafson centering it out in front. Beach is there to clear it away. Just 10 seconds to go and the penalty to McCausland. Here's Gustafson. 2 goals already. Winds and fires that one wide. Sean McCausland set to step back on the ice and does. Right out in front. And Fomichev will hang on to it. 4-3 is the score. We've got 2:26 to go here from Ottawa.
Hyundai sets the pace for value with the Fast Track lease event. The all-new Sonata is a winner with high-end styling and luxury features for only $229 a month or 1.8% financing. Get into the restyled 99 Elantra with a more powerful engine for only $199 a month or 1.8% financing. The pace increases with the 99 Accent, odds-on favorite for value, now only $169 a month with 0 down, 0 security deposit. So take the Fast Track to great value at your Hyundai dealer now.
Looking for digital connectable office technology? There's Meta Digital Laser Color. wide format printing, multifunction, or Mita's new advanced digital copier printer. Whether your CPU is on your desktop or on your shoulders, digital technology from Mita can help.
The last time the Calgary organization won a Memorial Cup, Bill Wilms had to skip a few high school days to see the game. Alberta Memorial Cup champions. And look at the Edmonton Oil Kings, the Medicine Hat Tigers, the Calgary Canadians.
And look at those back-to-back, 87, 88. You know how tough it is to win one Memorial Cup? Can you imagine having to win back-to-backs? How good your youth movement must be on your team?
Kamloops Blazers did it in this decade, 94 and 95. This franchise, just 4 years old, looking for their first Memorial Cup title. Offside the call. And some pushing and shoving after it's over as Dodging Horse in there to no surprise. Ian Jacobs trying to get shots at each other between the linesman Steve Webb, and Dodging Horse does land one right there. We'll come back and sort this one out. 4-3 the lead here on CTV.
Yamaha is making fun affordable. Introducing Power Lease, your key to year-round fun in the outdoors. With Power Lease, you can trade in, trade up, and enjoy flexible terms for that new Yamaha. And Power Lease lets you include all the genuine Yamaha accessories you need. Power Lease and Yamaha are your keys to outdoor fun. Right now, you can lease a new Yamaha Big Bear ATV for only $109 per month. See participating dealers for details.
This is not an unfamiliar spot for Brent Dodging Horse, who is the muscle on that line with Moran and Pavel Brendel. He is sitting after that altercation with Ian Jacobs.
This is what causes it, Kevin. A couple 24s come together. That referee and the linesman especially. Look at, you try to get between those guys, you got bad breath breathing all over you, haven't you? A couple shots, a couple punches. There's the hit. You know Galbraith is going to be anywhere where the action is. He wants to win every shift he plays in hockey.
Offsetting minor penalties with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the second period. Ottawa on top, 4-3. And Smith tied up by Dan Tooten. Tessier looking for the puck, can't get to it. Bergman will flip it out. Here's a chance now for Pavel Brendel. Brad Moran catching up. Brendel. Moran, here's a chance, but he couldn't corral it. Back out in front it goes, but Brad Moran, a bouncing puck. Couldn't get it to sit down. Pavel Brendel, quiet until he kills you. 1:30 to go here in the second period. Mark Bell will keep it in. Here's Bell, centering pass, and that was behind Matt Zoltek. Bergman gets it out. Down the ice. And Campbell will touch it. That will be icing with 1 minute and 13 seconds to go here in the second period.
You know, you've got a deep threat when you've got Pavel Brendel. He hangs around center. You get the long pass to him. Watch how they know where Brendel is. That puck going over the red line, Brendel's picked it up. And if Moran doesn't mishandle his pass here a little bit, they might have snapped another shot on goal.
A little bit of deja vu all over again. Remember, this happened at the dying moments the last time Ottawa played against Calgary. Moran had a chance to tie it at 4. Nissen will get it in. Kotick will play it. Nissen will keep it in. Less than a minute to go here in the second period. Justin Davis, pass for Zoltek. Zoltek loses it. McCausland picks it up. Ryan Campbell out in front of his net to Mark Bell. Bell cutting from the net, centering pass. Fomachev gets run into by big Matt Zoltek and goes down. Sarich, Davis, and Nielsen. Here is Chris Nielsen. Time winding down, 26 seconds. He'll head to the bench, and Brian Campbell will pick it up. to Nick Boynton, to Justin Davis. Davis too far for Tuden. 14 seconds to go here in the second period. Ottawa continues to lead by the score of 4-3, which was exactly the same score that Ottawa beat Calgary the last time these two teams met on Monday. Coming up in our second intermission, we will go around the CHL. We'll also get an update from Sports Central in Toronto and a conversation with the president of the Canadian Hockey League and commissioner of the Ontario Hockey League, David Branch. Dan Tuden, Ben Gustafson with 2 goals out there with Dan Tessier, Campbell and Boynton up top here with a face-off in the Calgary zone. Just 11.7 seconds to go in the second period. Tessier wins it again. Boynton winds, fires. Fomichev the save.
How many face-offs does Tessier win in a season? We know he's a top face-off man in the OHL. His technique, his anticipation, and his quickness is amazing. He just have to win it a little bit. Puck comes back to Boynton. Shot from way out. Look at that. Look at him in the face-off circle. Gets a little bit of help there. Boynton the shot. Fomichev the save.
28-21 shots on goal in favor of Ottawa. They'll do it again with 8 seconds to go in the second period. Tessier. This time the Hitmen get it out. And Nick Boynton will kill off the final seconds. The 67's leading after 40 minutes of hockey, 20 minutes away. Let's find out what's happening in the rest of the world of sports. Let's go to Sports Central.
Can be greater.
First stop.
Sooner or later, I'm greater than you. I'm not stopping.
I'm not stopping.
I'm not stopping. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
Ceremony to begin this hockey game. The captains Nick Boynton and Ryan Shannon part of the ceremony. We've got 20 minutes to go in this hockey game. Let's go downstairs to Darren.
With Memorial Cup leading scorer Joe Talbot, you guys were up 4-1. I'm starting to think that you just don't like the lead.
Well, they battled back hard, and you know, it's unfortunate they got a couple lucky bounces, they got a couple goals, and we just got to keep them off the scoreboard now.
There's a few guys in your team that I would have picked ahead of you to be leading the Memorial Cup in scoring right now, but you look like you're having some fun. What's your secret this week?
Just focus, you know, do hard work, and you know, I'm getting the lucky bounces, and you know, it's just going my way.
You're up by a goal going to the third. What are your thoughts?
I'm predicting 5-3 us, so that's what I predicted before the game, so I'm hoping it's 5-3 us.
We'll hold you to that. Good luck.
Thanks.
Here's a look at the second period stats brought to you by Bauer. Bauer, leave an impression. Gustafson picking up his second goal. Galbraith also gets his second goal of the tournament. But the Calgary Hitmen refuse to quit. They have narrowed the gap to 4-3. Let's go back downstairs now and join Ryan Walter.
Well, Kevin and Bill, you've both been telling us about the thousands of decisions that these players on both teams have been making through 2 periods. We're going to watch a couple of good decisions and a couple of bad decisions here. Okay, right here, you're going to see Kenton Smith pinch in. The problem is nobody's supporting him. Watch this happen. Lance Galbraith ends up with the goal right here, and you can see it's almost a 3-on-2. It certainly is as Smith tries to get back. Bit of a tough decision there by Kenton Smith. Now down the other side, Eric Clark here, instead of coming out in front, elects to go behind. Watch what happens. A good decision here by Eric Clark. He's left all alone, and look at this. Right in front of the net, he's able to get the rebound. So a tough decision, a good decision, and we'll see lots more of those here in the third period, Kevin.
We have got 20 minutes to go. Ottawa fans hoping the score stays the same. Calgary hoping to be on top.
You gotta love people.
All winter long, everyone says it's too cold. And then summer comes, we get a nice stretch of heat, and everyone says it's too hot. People, let's make up our minds. Well, thank goodness for Tim Hortons Iced Cappuccino. The new perfect summer treat that'll beat the heat. It's creamy, smooth, it's deep down cool, and it's just $1.69. Hey, this iced cap cools you down when it's hot, which is good, because you wouldn't want to be hot when it's hot.
1 hour figure skating lesson, $55. Black spandex ensemble, $175. Cleaning, filling, and caps, $800.
The 1999 MasterCard Memorial Cup from Ottawa is presented in part by Bauer, leave an impression, and by Molson Canadian.
Two guys with more pressure on them than anyone else. Seamus Connick, Alex Fomichev, 20 minutes of hockey to decide a Memorial Cup champion. It is 4-3 in favor of Ottawa. Kevin Quinn along with Bill Wilms, Darren Millard, and Ryan Walter. The 67's playing with the lead this entire game, and Dan Toon goes down and stays down. Now he's slowly getting back up. Here's a chance now for Pavel Brendel in by himself. Brendel back in, scores! Just like that. 28 seconds into the final period. This game is knotted at 4.
Let me tell you something, folks. Whatever class this Brendel guy is in, it doesn't take long to call the roll. He just wonderfully takes a pass. The Calgary team is so good at making this play. Watch. Up it goes, and it's perfect pass from Dodging Horse. Look at the backhand. Look at him go upstairs. They know exactly where Brendel is. He cuts across the ice in the center ice area, picks it up. Let me tell you something. I told that Wayne Gretzky might be in the building. If he is, he would be proud as heck of the way Brendel picked that puck up and finished it off.
Brendel picking up his 4th goal of the tournament, his 6th point, and this game is tied at 4. Ottawa scored on their first shot in the 2nd period, and here Calgary scores on their first in the 3rd. Ottawa with leads, and seeing them evaporate. It happened against Belleville. They take a 4-0 lead in the first period in the last game of the round robin, and ended up losing in overtime. So Brendel gets his 4th. Kinch and Dodging Horse get the assists at the 28-second mark of the 3rd period. Pavel Brendel has now scored 98 goals this season.
You know, whenever he touches the puck, Kevin, everybody on that Ottawa team holds their breath and sits up a little bit straighter. You may not notice him all that much, but when he gets that puck, his timing at center ice area is absolutely fantastic.
4-4 the score. Here is Jacobs getting it out. Crowd stunned here by the developments in this 3rd period. Just 28 seconds in, the Hitmen have tied it up. Ottawa a 4-1 before the Hitmen have come back and tied this thing. Here's a chance now as Fomichev forced to make a save. There's a bouncing puck, and Ian Jacobs almost gave his team back the lead. Galbraith, and a penalty coming up to Matt Kinch for cross-checking. Galbraith slow to get up.
When you have a team cycle the puck as well as Ottawa has been doing here so far this afternoon, you're a defenseman like Matt Kinch. You got all that great offensive skill. You got to play without the puck. Look at that. He takes his man to the wall, and it's one of those unfortunate ones where the player, the position of the Ottawa player is such that the referee is left with no choice but to make that call for cross-checking.
Galbraith just going to the bench now. Trainer Jeff Keach out there to check on his condition. Kinch sits, and the 67's go on their 6th power play opportunity of the hockey game. 0 for 5 so far, 8 shots.
It clearly is an indication, or it is a trait of the Calgary team that you hardly ever see, any other team, that you got that deep threat. Look at both coaches there. You got to feel that you're so close, eh? You're tied here, 18 minutes left. It's like being one paragraph from the Pulitzer Prize. You just got to hope it's your period.
Mark Bell, his first goal of the tournament came in this hockey game. It opened the scoring. Brendel out there to kill penalties, and here is Pavel Brendel. Up to Brad Moran, a little bit too far for him. Kotick will play it. Moran is there to keep it in. Brad Moran doing a great job. Kotick will give it to Brian Campbell with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go, and the penalty to Matt Kinch. Here is Bell carrying it in. Zoltek will get to it first. Rich with a chance to clear it. Off the wall, and here is Brendel again. So dangerous. Power play, shorthanded, even strength. Working on Campbell. Here is Brendel cutting to the net. Kotick the save. Here is Campbell. Long pass for Nick Boynton. Boynton crosses the line, trying to get around the defenseman Saracen. He can't do it, and the Hitmen get it out. Less than a minute to go now. And the penalty to the Hitmen. Dan Tuden starting out from his own zone. Tuden trying to weave through traffic. Still has it. Gets around Sarich. Here is Stan Tuden. Tuden being taken by Smith. Gustafson. He has 2 goals. Ben Gustafson. Still has it. Tuden is in front. Deflection. Fomichev had to be quick, and he made the save. 25 seconds to go in the man advantage. Luke Sellers will pick it up there. The rookie for the 67's. Pass for Tuden was behind him. And Curtis Rich will touch it. That is icing against an Ottawa team. Seems a little bit stunned here by the developments, and the goal by Pavel Brendel.
Kevin, they led 4-1 at 2:30 of the second period, and this Calgary team has battled back on goals by Clark, by Nielsen, and by Brendel. Watch Brendel go one-on-one against the best defenseman in the Ontario Hockey League, and I wonder, when you're a guy like Campbell and you got Brendel coming down on you, whether beads of perspiration build up on your forehead when you see big number 8 lumbering down on you.
15 seconds to go in the man advantage. Face off in the Ottawa zone. Won by Dan Tessier. Luke Sellers with time winding down. Tuden wheeling across the blue line. Here is Dan Tuden. He is stopped. Fomichev will clear it. Tessier keeps it in. Sellers gets it on net. The penalty is over. Calgary at full strength. Rich takes Tessier into the boards. Shannon. And Tessier will freeze it for a face-off. We'll come back to Ottawa.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, guys.
Can we take this table?
Take it. It's all yours.
In bars all across this land, Molson Canadian can be sending you and your whole table to great events everywhere. Making the rounds. Here's where we get Canadian. Must be legal drinking age, no purchase necessary.
McCain brings you the freshest tasting frozen pizza ever made. McCain Pizza Premier in the unique vacuum-packed flavor lock package that seals air out so it stays fresher tasting longer. It cooks in just half the time and has a tender, no-mess rim. So whenever you're ready for pizza, McCain Pizza Premier is ready for you in fresh-tasting deli lovers, pepperoni, and deluxe. McCain Pizza Premier. We've got a lock on fresh taste.
The new Team Spirit program, sponsored by Thrifty, can help you raise funds for your team. Call 1-888-541-8887 or contact your local hockey association for details.
Pavel Brendel, the most popular man in the West right now. His goal, the tying goal. As we take a look at our Tissot ticker. Swiss watches since 1853. Campbell, as usual, the workhorse. He's out there now. Both teams at even strength. Here is Lance Galbraith. Took that hit from Matt Kinch. Back up top. Beach got up, and the puck went right to Fomichev. Van Hoof, soccer style, keeps it in. Here's Kenton Smith and Jacobs. Galbraith trying to get it out in front. Talbot is there. Bangs away. Jacobs. King gets it around the boards to Chris Beach. He tries to get it out. Here is Kinch to Kristanovich. Up to Kenton Smith. Look at this burst of speed. Winds, fire, scores! Kenton Smith has given the Calgary Hitmen their first lead of this hockey game.
What a bullet. We've talked about this defense jumping up in the rush an awful lot. Only Brad Stewart's 21 goals this year were more than this guy's. He had 19. This is his first game back. Watch the movement up the ice. He goes to the outside, gets that 15 feet of space. 5 yards, 4 yards is all you need to draw that stick back. You got nobody reaching out to check you. Boy, Kotick over his shoulder. One happy Kenton Smith, first lead of the hockey game for the Hitmen.
15:22 to go here in regulation. Kenton Smith rejoining his team after the unfortunate passing of his mother earlier in the week. And a goalie change for the 67's for the second game. This time Levente Zuper gets the call in relief. They reversed that in the semifinal against Belleville. Zuper started, Kotick came in to finish. Now Kotick is out, Levente Zuper is in.
Sometimes it's so important to make that change, Kevin. It's just like pulling a pitcher in a baseball game. Zuper, very similar numbers to Kotick. Boy, he's left with a big job to do. You know that I have a feeling 5-4 isn't the way this game's going to end up.
Jonathan Zion for the 67, shoots it in. Fomichev, the easy glove save. He'll hang on to it. Pressure on this man at the other end, Levente Zuper.
Graduate of the Hungarian National Junior Program, and there's only 5 rinks in all of Hungary. He's had an adjustment to make. He says over in Hungary they cycle and shoot. Here there's a lot more screen shots. Well, you got to get ready in a hurry when you're given the hook and got to get back in there. And look at him trying to loosen up. He's perpetual motion at the best of times.
Ottawa had a 2-0 lead against the Belleville Bulls in the semifinals. Zuper gave up 2 straight goals and was pulled by coach Brian Kilray. Seamus Kotick will watch from the bench. Zion. Curtis Rich to Smithson. Bell working on him. Here's Bell to Zeltek. Smithson has Bell down. Pushes it out. And Chris Nielsen, 2-goal man for the Calgary Hitmen. But the big goal by Kenton Smith. Justin Davis. Long pass. Matt Zeltek with Mark Bell. Here is Zeltek cutting for the net. Backhand shot. Rebound. They score!
There's an awful lot of pressure coming down the ice here. Watch at the left of your screen. That's Kenton Smith, who just scored the goal, tried to fight off big Matt Zeltek, who's got the puck. He takes him wide. Smith tries to stay with him. Kenton Smith Matt Kinch does not look over his shoulder to see the guy coming in to shoot the puck into the net, and that's sometimes a mistake. Mark Bell follows it up. Zoltik starts the play. Ottawa right back in this.
5-5 hockey game. Mark Bell, his second goal of the game. His first 2 goals of the tournament come in the championship. 56 seconds after the goal by Kenton Smith had given the Hitmen their first lead. We're all tied up. 14-19 to go in regulation. Levente Zuper handles the puck for the first time. Here is Tessier. Dodging horse. Gets it out to center. Havel Brendel leaves it. Campbell gets it. Flicks it out. Smith with a pass to Brendel. He'll fire it into the corner. Zuper around the boards. Kept in by Moran. Up top. Smith does a good job to keep it in. The 67's trying to win the Memorial Cup for the first time since 1984. The Calgary Hitmen looking for their first in their 4-year existence. Here's Brad Moran. He is stopped by Brian Campbell. Back the other way is Dan Tessier. Winds, fires, Fomichev the save. Curtis Rich up to Brindle. Talbot takes a bump. He gets flattened by Curtis Rich. Nick Boynton in his own zone to Lance Galbraith. Galbraith hitting Sarich. Mark Bell. The hero in Ottawa right now is Galbraith. Hits Bergman into the boards. Bell almost got loose again, and Galbraith continues to throw his body around. Zion fires it into the corner, and Galbraith goes to the bench. A big hand from the folks here at the Ottawa Civic Center. Tied at 5, 12 minutes, 39 seconds to go in the game. Matt Zoltek. Curtis Rich collide. Here is Mark Bell. Zoltek. Bell behind the net. Davis is out in front. Here is Mark Bell out in front. They score! Matt Zoltek, his first goal of the tournament.
Puck behind the net. This is that power forward line. Watch how the lucky bounce at the front of the net. How this puck here will end up on Zoltek number 9 stick. It bounces off a skate of Curtis Rich, squirts to the front of the net, and Zoltek's right where he should be. Look at that, off his stick, onto his skate, into the net. But for that puck, well, they may have a look at that, I guess. It might have gone off his skate. He gets a lucky bounce there. I think it hits the stick of either Zoltek or Sarich in front of the net.
This play is under review.
Very fortunate bounce, Kevin, that it even comes to Zoltek in the first place.
Referee Kevin Pollock will go upstairs. They'll review the videotape. We've seen this 3 times during the week. Goals being reviewed.
Take a look at the puck as it squirts behind the net. That's Mark Bell with its 16 red. Throws it in front. There it hits the skate. Goes across. You know what? It goes off Zoltek's skate.
Remember, being in the crease, not the same set of rules here as in the NHL, but does Zoltek kick it in?
See, there it looks like it hits Sarich's stick, but the original...
It is a goal.
Oh, boy.
Matt Zoltek picks up his first goal of the tournament. The Ottawa 67's have stormed right back. 2 straight goals. And the big line coming through. 6-5 the score with 12:22 to go in regulation. Matt Zoltek.
That's the calling card, as we've said before, of a power forward. You've got to get down and dirty behind the net. You've got to get to the front of the net to shoot the pucks in the net that those body checks and all that heavy hitting create. Matt Zoltek a little slow to come on in this tournament. He's been there to deliver the blows. In fact, you needed a seismograph to measure some of his hits in this tournament. That's his first goal, and he's a very happy customer to put his team up 6-5. We got 12:22 left in the third period.
First round pick of the Los Angeles Kings in 1997, Matt Zoltek. It's a 6-5 hockey game. The folks here at the Civic Center, sold out arena. Starting to make some noise. They've been criticized for being quiet all week. They are into this one. Ian Jacobs. Joe Talbot. Talbot with a shot. Fomichev, the blocker, save. Talbot gets it back. Here's a chance for Campbell. Goes off his stick. Campbell behind the net. Here's Talbot from the side of the net. Moves it out in front. Kristanovich will get it out for Calgary to Smith. Here's a chance, a long pass for Steenbergen. Van Hoof takes him into the boards. Cleared but not out. 3 goals in 3 minutes. 6-5. Ottawa has the lead. 34-27 the edge. Shots on goal. Levente Zuper in relief of Seamus Kotick. Puck is loose behind the net. Jeremy Van Hoof will pick it up there and get it to Lance Galbraith. Galbraith will just flip it in. 67's making changes. Here is Tessier. Boynton and Sellers. Sellers flips it in. Curtis Rich back into his own zone. Takes a bump. Gustafson. Rich down behind the net to Ryan Shannon, the overage captain of the Calgary Hitmen. Shannon passed too far for Bergman. He carries on. Here is Bergman. He goes down. Sellers tries to get it out. Shannon puts it right on net. Loose in front. There's a shot that doesn't get through. Bergman trying to wrap around. Zuper way out of his net as Smithson was knocked down in his crease. Hitman with the pressure on. Here's a chance for Gustafson to clear it, and he does, and gets it to Dan Tuden. Tuden moving in, and that is offside as Nielsen and Tessier tied up. 10:19 to go here. 6-5 is the score for Ottawa. Zeltek, the hero in Ottawa.
Even though Dodge Ram is the bright red gold standard of pickup trucks, we're always improving things. We've made our available Magnum V8 engines even more powerful. We've improved the ergonomics of the already world-class interior. In all, we've made over 100 improvements, including this one. Our unique flow-through ventilation system. The Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
Give me a break, make it clean, make it cold. Give me a McCain iced tea break.
Take a refreshing break from summertime heat with frozen concentrated iced tea from McCain. McCain iced tea, caffeine-free, no powdery taste. A refreshing thirst-quenching beverage made with the essence of unique tea blends.
Give me a break, make it clean, make it cold.
McCain iced tea, no caffeine, no powdery taste. Great tasting refreshment down to a tea.
A possible first rounder in the draft, Luke Sellers. Watch the way you take your man in front of the net, folks. This is NHL quality right there. Smithson taken down. Beautiful play in front of the net. That's play without the puck at his best.
There's our Gatorade game story. And back and forth, 11 goals in this hockey game. The big one right now, the second goal of the tournament, first of the hockey game for number 9, Matt Zeltek of the Ottawa 67's. Bell. Mark Bell with 2 goals today. Stripped of the puck by Brent Dodging Horse. He's hauled down, and Bell will go to the box, and Dodging Horse is still down.
It's the perfect landing. It's a special holiday. It's friendly blue waiting there for you. It's traveling your way.
Rent from Thrifty and raise funds for your community hockey team. See your local Thrifty location for details about our Team Spirit program.
Best of all, it's Thrifty. Renting cars with Clyde worldwide.
There's the penalty. Mark Bell, 2 goals. He's doing his job back checking. You just don't put the hook on the man inside the Calgary zone. Dodging Horse not even at his own blue line, and Bell takes him down for hooking.
Calgary's 4th power play of the hockey game. Down by a goal with 9:53 to go in regulation. Here's Brad Moran. Side of the net. Here's a chance. Dodging Horse. Pavel Brendel gets it. Back up to Kenton Smith. Over to Matt Kinch. The side of the net. Moran with a shot. Doesn't get through. Dodging Horse in there looking for it. He's given a rough ride by Brian Campbell. Loses his helmet. Tessier hauled down. Brendel behind the net. Moran. Hit by Tessier. Dodging Horse comes up with it. Back to Kinch. Kinch waits. Still has it. Over to Smith. Back to Kinch. One-time shot right on screen. Saved by Levente Zuper. Calgary keeping the pressure on. Here is Matt Kinch. Down low to Brad Moran. 1:03 to go. Here's a chance to the side of the net. Brendel couldn't get a stick on it. Moran has it now. Cross ice. Kenton Smith winds, fires. Dodging horse, missed it. Here's a chance. Moran right out in front. Cleared but not out. Kinch. Loose puck. 47 seconds to go to the man advantage. Brendel trying to keep it in. Kinch. Cross ice. Here's a chance. Jared Smithson has tied this hockey game.
Boy, are we seeing plays. Matt Kinch makes an absolutely perfect pass here. Jared Smithson's not a great goal scorer, but watch the poise that he displays before he shoots this puck in. Kinch, a great pass. He's on the right side of your screen. This pass is going across here to Kinch, right there. Now watch where he puts it. Watch Smithson, time, wait for the goaltender to make the play and drills it in the bottom of the net. Yikes.
Jared Smithson's second goal of the tournament, first of the hockey game. On the power play. Their first power play goal of the game. It's 6-6 with 8:43 to go in regulation.
Here's another look at it from the other angle. Watch on the left side. You know what? There's only one place that Smithson's got to put that puck, and that's along the ice, and I think he puts it through the 5-hole. I think Zuper opens the legs a little bit, and he's got the presence of mind to fill it with a little black rubber disc. Wow, this is one great hockey game. 6-6, 8:43 left. Wow, beautiful play by Smithson.
The Ottawa 67's saw the lead evaporate, got it back, and now the Hitmen have tied this game for the second time. On the first goal of the game by Jared Smithson, his second of the tournament. Chris Nielsen, 2 goals this afternoon. Nielsen flips it in as Boynton takes Bergman. Here is Smithson, tied up by Jonathan Zion. Bell will get it out. Crowd just a little bit quieter than they were a few minutes ago. They've seen their team give up the lead one more time. Shannon flips it out to center ice. Boynton to Talbot. Here is Curtis Rich. Deflected in. Hitman making changes. Boynton being watched by Beach. Chris Donovich in there as well, but it's Talbot who gets it out to Lance Galbraith. Here is Galbraith. Dumps it in. He's knocked down. Kenton Smith to Steenbergen. Campbell gets there first. Steenbergen carrying on. He's got Beach with him. Here's a chance now for Chris Beach, but it's cleared away nicely by Jervin Van Hoop. Here is Beach. He is stopped. Steenbergen having to clear the zone and does. Campbell to Lance Galbraith. We've got 7:17 to go in regulation. Kenton Smith tied this game at 5 before Matt Schulte and then Jared Smithson. Tuden flips it in. Pomachev makes the easy save, and he'll hang on to it. 6-6 in Ottawa. 6:56 to go.
Looking for digital connectable office technology? There's Mita Digital Laser Color. Wide format printing. Multifunction. Or Mita's new advanced digital copier printer. Whether your CPU is on your desktop or on your shoulders, digital technology from Mita can help.
You know, these old sticks of mine take me back to hockey's glory days. Here's the one I used in the 49 final. I think it was 49. Anyway, now you can have your own stick collection. Team Canada Collector Stick is one of 6 inside cases of Molson Canadian hockey bags. 18 Canadian. One memorable stick. Must be legal drinking age. No purchase necessary.
Well, last year the Portland Winterhawks got an overtime goal from Bobby Russell to win their Memorial Cup. Watch Russell as he went to the front of the net, picked up a rebound, and the celebration was on. That's probably the kind of goal we might see here tonight. It's go to the net, look for rebounds, try to bury them.
That victory over the Guelph Storm of the Ontario Hockey League in Spokane. We're in Ottawa now. We're tied at 6. Boynton with a shot. And he hangs on despite the fact that Ben Gustafson was right there. Interesting for only the third time in OHL match history that Chris Madden was named the MVP on a losing team, the goaltender for the Guelph Storm.
That tells you something, doesn't it?
Who will be the MVP this year?
I haven't got a clue, to be honest with you. I couldn't pick one if I tried.
Tessier to Gustafson. Tuden stripped of the puck. Sellers will keep it in. Not according to the linesman. And the fans here react.
And the reason I say I'm not too sure at all on that is there's been a lot of good performances by a lot of people in this game here today and in the game yesterday. It's been really a great Memorial Cup in many ways and a little bit chippy in other ways, but right now in this game here, let me tell you something, we're just seeing all hockey with 6:43 left and the game on the line. We're tied at 6.
66 shots have been taken by the two teams. 5 goals on 17 shots here in the third period. Tuden trying to chop it out. Can't do it. Shannon will keep it in. Ottawa do get it out. Right in front of the bench. And here is Luke Sellers. Pass for Tuden. Too far for him. 6 minutes, 15 seconds. Brad Moran down at center ice, slowly getting up. He and Luke Sellers collide. Takes down Sellers. Kevin Pollock lets him play. Here is Moran. Long pass for Smithson, too far. Jeremy Van Hoop will shoot it in, and that will be icing.
Brad Moran draws the ire of this crowd. He went down on a hit at center ice and stayed there for an inordinate length of time. There's a collision. Moran goes down, and then in the ensuing play, he gets up fairly quickly, or sorry, when he gets up, he quickly joins the play, and that's when the crowd really got into it. He's waiting and waiting, and then skates up and goes and gives Luke Sellers a pretty good face rub. After the play, right there, he's come back, and look at him pull big Luke down. And that got the crowd all excited. Not just the goals that are keeping their attention.
From the face-off, here is Smith. Long shot, Super the save. 5 minutes, 43 seconds to go in regulation time. We're tied at 6. Ryan Campbell flips it in. And then is back to take it at center. Smithson right there. Justin Davis and Bergman collide right in front of the Calgary bench. Here is Kenton Smith. Starting out, Smith. The pass to Bergman. Now behind the net, Brian Campbell for Matt Zeltek. Zeltek over to Davis. Davis will just shoot it in as they head to the bench for a change. Lance Galbraith out with Talbot and Jacobs. Kristanovich with a burst of speed. In behind the net, Super will play it. Into the corner, Kristanovich first there. He and Steenbergen battling with Zion. Talbot who comes up with it. Beach prevents him from getting it out. Zion spinning. This flipped out and down the ice by Ian Jacobs. Race for the puck. Shannon will touch it, and that is icing. 4:28 to go here in regulation time. Tied at 6 at the Memorial Cup.
Let me give you a little driving lesson, okay? Vehicles have changed. They're bigger, they're faster, they're a lot more than just a fashion accessory, okay? And guess what? The way you drive has changed, too. So why are you still using your old Motorola? Doesn't make sense. These are Quaker State synthetics. 4x4, high performance, ultra premium. Made for what you drive, where you drive, the way you drive. They've been tested. For pure maximum protection, there's nothing better. I think it's time for an oil change. Quaker State, sensible technology. What more do you need to know?
You gotta love people. All winter long, everyone says it's too cold. And then summer comes, we get a nice stretch of heat, and everyone says it's too hot. People, let's make up our minds. Well, thank goodness for Tim Hortons iced cappuccino. The new perfect summer treat that'll beat the heat. It's creamy, smooth, it's deep down cool, and it's just $1.69. Hey, this iced cap cools you down when it's hot, which is good, because you wouldn't want to be hot when it's hot.
Well, there you see what has happened since the round-robin format was instituted back in 1972. You know, there was a team over here, the Hull Ottawa Canadians, in 1958 won the Memorial Cup. Coach was Scotty Bowman, general manager Sammy Pollock, and the captain, Ralph Backstrom.
Those guys did pretty well in the NHL.
Oh, both coaches here, 4:28 left. Man, you're so close, you're so close. You've got to maintain so much poise back there to make all the right decisions as we're headed to the home stretch.
Tessier and Moran from the draw. Won again by Dan Tessier, and he has been doing that all tournament. Nick Boynton stopped. Jonathan Zion carries on. Gustafson takes a hit from Dodging Horse. It opens the gate of the Calgary bench. Brent Dodging Horse. Pass intercepted by Dan Tessier. He fires it in. Took a weird bounce off the glass. Tootin is there. His shot. Fomichev will hang on to it. Ben Gustafson right in front of him.
Kevin, in this hockey game so far, it appears that down and dirty along the boards, mucking the puck, it looks like Ottawa's a little bit better hockey club. But in terms of being more dangerous, there's no question it's the Hitmen. The Hitmen are explosive. They make things happen in a hurry, and if you just don't concentrate for a second, they'll burn you.
Moran and Tessier. From the draw again, won by the 67s. Jeremy Van Hoop through a crowd, and that hit Brent Dodging Horse. Smith trying to get it out. Van Hoop can't corral the bouncing puck, and here is Pavel Brendel. Brendel trying to get around Campbell one more time. Pass for Moran. Too far for him. Brendel so dangerous, but now back comes Ben Gustafson. Good job by Matt Kinch. Tootin off the boards to Gustafson. Centers it out in front, and that is jumped on by Alex Fomichev as he didn't want to take any chances with 3:32 to go in the regulation time.
You know, when you're a star player, the status of Pavel Brendel, it certainly helps to have the maturity to know what it all means, because he's got a big, big future ahead of him. I think he's had exactly the kind of Memorial Cup that people would have expected. He showed a great burst of acceleration there about 30 seconds ago, and he's absolutely proven, bar none, he's the most dangerous player in this tournament. 6
points for Pavel Brendel, 4 goals, including one here this afternoon. Face off to the left of goaltender Alex Fomichev. Mark Bell, Chris Nielsen in to take the draw. Here's Matt Zoltek trying to get loose. Zoltek just can't reach it. Justin Davis along the near boards. Bergman and Zoltek tie up, and they get a whistle as Bergman had lost one of his gloves.
Well, this certainly has been the most physical line of the entire tournament. Zoltek, Bell, and Davis line, they really do muck the puck along the boards, and they don't get fancy with it. Never a time to be fancy. Work hard, get possession, and get it to the front of the net. But they've won a lot of face-offs, this Ottawa team has.
Nielsen and Bell will line up for this draw. Won again by the 67s. Sellers with a shot through a crowd, doesn't make it. Curtis Rich behind his own net. Ryan Shannon. Pass intended for Nielsen. He picks it up again. Here's Chris Nielsen, and that one is offside as Jared Smithson was in ahead of the play. 3 minutes to go here in regulation time. Tied at 6.
Well, Calgary built their team right from scratch. One team got here quicker to the Memorial Cup. That was the Prince Albert Raiders, but they did get a players list. This team built their team, and this is the first player ever chosen by the Calgary Hitmen, a #1 overall Western Hockey League selection in 1995. The following year, they picked Chris Beach, and they were on their way.
One of the originals, a second-round pick of the New York Islanders, taken 36th overall in the past draft. Chris Beach in to take the draw. Won by the Hitmen. Shannon gets it in. Van Hook ties him up. Struggle for the puck. Cleared. Steenbergen kicks it back in. Here's Kristanovich to Beach. Chris Beach. All the way up top. Rich. Wrist shot. Super the blocker save. Talbot takes a bump. The 67's get it down the ice. Race for the puck. Shannon and Galbraith, and Shannon will touch it, and he goes into the boards heavily with Galbraith right on top of him. 2.5 minutes to go here in regulation time. We're tied at 6.
Chris Beach just made a great pass, but a dangerous pass. It's one of those that gets you to hold your breath a little bit on the bench. Watch the pass he makes. Wow, way across the ice that far. It's a good one if your man's open and you get it there, but it's always dangerous. That's the one with 2:30 left you don't want picked off. And in the resulting play up the ice, Ottawa had ice the puck, and there's a couple guys going into the boards awfully hard.
Lance Galbraith suspended for 2 games for his hit on Brad Stewart. Top pick of the San Jose Sharks, not in the lineup for Calgary. Galbraith with a goal from the faceoff. Kenton Smith in the corner. Behind the net is Beach. Beach loses it there. Hitman with the pressure on. Steenbergen trying to get it out in front. Tessier trying to relieve the pressure. Smith will keep it in. He and Tuden battle along the near boards for it. Smith keeps it in. Still has it. Wines fires a shot. And Zuper again makes the save. Kristanovich to Beach. Here is Chris Beach. Spins and gives it away to Dan Tessier. Tessier back the other way. Less than 2 minutes to go now. Bomachev for Kinch off the boards. Mark Bell coming off the bench. Moving in. Dodging Horse has him. Smith. Kept in by the 67's, and now a chance for Brad Moran. Here is Moran moving down the middle. Wise fires a shot. Dodging Horse. Looking for a loose puck. Takes Bell into the boards heavily. Mark Bell still down. As Brent Dodging Horse pasted him into the boards. Jeff Keach, the trainer, out immediately to check on the condition of Mark Bell.
Boy, there's such a fine line, Kevin. You want to go hard. You want to finish your check. You want to take your man into the boards. And, you know, sometimes a guy like Mark Bell there's got good position. You take the hit. Watch Dodging Horse's hit here. I mean, Mark Bell's got to be taken out on this play. Now, has he got his position such? Now, he does give him a pretty good shot there. But, you know, if you're about a foot closer to the boards, if you're Bell, then that's a very good hit. The fact that he's a foot and a half too far away, it makes it look so much more dangerous, and it is that much more dangerous than it was. And it's certainly good for Mark Bell to be getting up. Mark Bell is the top first-round pick. In fact, the 8th overall player chosen by Chicago. They'll find a place for him in their lineup soon.
We'll be back with 1:24 to go here in regulation time. Brent Dodging Horse still on the ice. No penalty called on the hit against Mark Bell, who has made his way to the bench. There he is. 2 goals in this hockey game. His team tied with Calgary 6-6, 1:24 to go in regulation time. Jonathan Zion behind his net. Dodging Horse with another hit as he takes down Tuden, and here comes Tessier with Ben Gustafson. Tessier Gustafson a little bit offside. And that was whistled down. 1:11 to go here in regulation time.
It's always the little things that make the difference in winning and losing. It's never changes. The things that cause you to lose hockey games are the same today as they were 20 years ago. And especially when you're 1:11 left in the third period in a tie game, boy, as a coach, you're really wanting to put the players out there that you can trust. Let's at least get through this last minute and 11 seconds, you're thinking as a coach, and then go to the dressing room, try to regroup, and win it all with an overtime goal.
Dan Tessier, best face-off man in this tournament by far against Chris Nielsen. And again, Tessier wins the draw. Here's Van Hoop. Shoots it in, right out in front. Cleared away by Matt Kinch, and he'll just flip it out. Less than 1 minute to go in regulation time. We're tied at 6. Championship Sunday here in Ottawa. Memorial Cup on the line. Bergman takes Campbell hard into the boards. Tessier and Nielsen tying up. Kevin Pollock, the referee, wants them to play on. And finally it's whistled down with 36.6 seconds to go. And Dan Tessier gets himself back up and gets ready for another face-off.
Kevin, when the game has got Peter Bergman's attention, and this one certainly should, he does come to play. Campbell with the puck. Bergman makes him an absolute part of the glass, knocks him off, and gets up, keeps his feet moving, gets back in the play. And boy, it's just amazing that Peter Bergman's on the ice here with 36 seconds left. You know, as I said, that he can be outstanding when he's mentally alert and everything capturing his attention.
Timeout has been called with 36.6 seconds to go in regulation time. Game knotted at 6. Shots on goal favoring Ottawa, 38-31.
Kevin, when both coaches have their teams at the bench right now, with that time left, 36.6, they're not talking at all about what to do offensively. Very, very little about what to do in the next 30 seconds with the puck. It's way, way more important what you do without it in the next 36.6 seconds.
The 67's have played overtime here in the tournament. The last game of the round robin went double overtime against Belleville. Belleville won that game, forced Ottawa to play the semifinal against those same Bulls on Saturday, and gave Calgary a bye into the final. The Western Hockey League champions taking on a team ranked #1 for 13 weeks in the CHL this year. 36 seconds to go in regulation from the draw. Loose puck in front. Tessier off the glass and down the ice. Dan Tessier flips it in. Hitman will get it out. Bergman ties up with the linesman. Here is Dan Tuden. Just 15 seconds away from overtime for the second straight year at the Memorial Cup. Bergman moving in, can't get the shot away. Point gets it out for Ottawa. 5 seconds to go now. Here's Kenton Smith. Fans on the shot, gets it back, but this game is going to overtime before we decide a 1999 Memorial Cup champion. The Hitmen and 67's knotted at 6 after 60 minutes of hockey.
Two classic styles of play. The little bit more wide open, more dangerous style that the Hitmen bring to the table, and a little bit more of a grinding style. Take your chances on the opportunities that you get that the Ottawa 67's have played. Holy mackerel, 15 minutes on the board. I'm excited about this overtime period. It's going to be a great finish to a great Memorial Cup.
We'll come back to Ottawa right after this.
At every one of our...
The Ottawa 67's and the Calgary Hitmen going into sudden death overtime to decide the 1999 MasterCard Memorial Cup champion. Ottawa double overtime in their last round robin game. They lost that game. They lose this game. The Calgary Hitmen will win their first ever Memorial Cup. just 4 years in the lead. And now on the verge of a CHL championship. Nick Boynton, the captain. Ben Gustafson, a big part of the 67s this afternoon with 2 goals. Pavel Brendel, always dangerous, has a goal, looking for more, right out in front. Sellers clears it away. Here's Ben Gustafson now. Out there with Tessier and Tuden. Steenberg and then Tuden. Davis will keep it in. Right out in front is Mark Bell. He was racked up, but he's still there in this hockey game. Shot down the ice. Icing is waved off. Campbell will pick it up. This one goes down for Matt Kintz to touch. And Steve Webb, the linesman, signals the icing call. 38-31, the shots on goal to this point.
Well, there's Coach Kilray, and you know how badly he wants it, and how much he would love to get towards the end of a career as he is now to get one more Memorial Cup. The last time in '84 in Kitchener, his team won the championship game. It was a lot easier that night as they beat Kitchener 7-2.
Mark Bell has 2 goals for the 67s. Gustafson with a pair, Zoltek and Galbraith the singles. Chris Nielsen has 2 for Calgary. Brendel, Smith, and Smithson. Omachev drops on it. 18:38 to go here in overtime.
Kevin, watch how quickly the Ottawa team moves out of their own zone when they win the faceoff. That's been a problem for Calgary all night. Even though there's 2 guys in pursuit, one outlet pass, and away you go. They just have to establish a little bit more on the forecheck. I think they have a little bit better chance to score the winner.
Face off in the Calgary zone. Bell to take the draw. Davis being watched by Kenton Smith. He has a goal as well. Here's Matt Zoltek to Mark Bell. Can't get the shot away. Bouncing puck. Bell and Beach. Bell has it again. Mark Bell right on net. Fomachev the save. Zoltek trying to get it in front. Davis is there being watched by Kenton Smith. Hitch can't get it out. Zoltek has it now. On the net. Davis spins. Trying to work it out in front. Here's a chance. Matt Zoltek scores! It's over! Zoltek, his second goal of the hockey game, the biggest goal of his junior career.
Kevin, we said it so many times in this Memorial Cup, the play of this big line along the boards is going to be a factor. It was a factor tonight. You win the battles along the boards, you get it to the front of the net. Boy, it takes an awful lot of work to get it there. Zoltek finished it off, and what a happy, happy celebration for these guys right here.
For the first time since 1984, the Ottawa 67s will raise the Memorial Cup. Brian Kilray, the winningest coach in CHL history, the only coach to coach in finals in 3 different decades, has now won 2 Memorial Cups.
Take a look at that dejected Calgary team. But Kevin, for what this Calgary Hitmen and team has accomplished, obviously it's easier said all the time, but they have absolutely nothing to be ashamed about. They gave it one heck of a battle. But that guy there, the hero of this 1999 Memorial Cup. Watch the battles along the boards. Watch the play behind the puck. A power forward is going to muck it and get it to the front. And so often, if you're out-muscled, you're going to lose. Zoltik has the presence of mind to put it upstairs on his backhand. That was key there, that he was able to lift it past Fomichev. Look at that position, Davis. Here it up. See that? He just clears it over top of the sprawled goaltender. And for Matt Zoltik, as you so correctly have identified, take a look at the reaction of the bench when he scores the game winner. You take a look at this. Hello.
The
Don't get hurt
158 mark.
falling over the bench.
Matt Zoltek from Davis and Bell. And there is the hero, Matt Zoltek. Third goal of the tournament, second of the hockey game. And the one that gives the Ottawa 67's their first championship in junior hockey since 1984. The celebration continues here at a sold-out Ottawa Civic Center. We'll come back with more on Championship Sunday right after this.
Mud holes, dirt roads. Most people wouldn't think of driving through stuff like that. But then that's the beauty of Subaru all-wheel drive. It automatically transfers power from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip, which means it does the thinking for you.
Sorry, mate. Guess I wasn't thinking.
Lots of long-distance companies let you save money when you call at night. But have you seen what they're charging you during the day? At Sprint Canada, there's no difference between night or day. You get the same low rate no matter when you call.
For $4.95 a month, call anytime, night and day to anywhere in Canada and pay just 10 cents a minute. Call 1-800-THE-MOST today.
Night, day, it's all the same to us.
Won it. Now it's time to hand out the hardware. Let's go downstairs to Darren.
Kevin, we're with Deb DeLay, Vice President of the Canadian Hockey League, and Tracy Folks-Hansen, Director of Marketing for MasterCard. We're here to present the Conn Stafford Smythe Most Valuable Player Award of the Memorial Cup to Ottawa 67's captain, Nick Boynton. And Tracy Folks-Hansen, you have something a little bit extra.
I do. Thanks, Darren. Nick, on behalf of MasterCard, congratulations on being MVP. And MasterCard is presenting this check to you for the amount of $1,000. And in addition, in your name, the amount of $1,000 has been donated to the Canadian Hockey League Education Fund. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Nick, I know you've been here for a number of years and you've grown up with this team, but could you ever imagine winning on your own ice in overtime?
No, it's something to dream about, but it was, hard to believe. The guys are just unbelievable. Like, I can't explain it. It's just the best feeling ever.
You guys have been so close, a couple of losses in the OHL final, then the disappointment this year. Can you sum up what it means to this group of guys?
These guys are my best friends, and it's unbelievable. All the guys, I'm the captain of the team, but, you don't have to say anything when you're captain of this team because the guys know what they have to do, and they went out and did it, and it's the best. The guys, I love these guys. They're the best guys in the world.
What were you thinking during that third period?
Oh, I was dying. Longest period of my life, and then I was happy when it got in overtime because I knew anything can happen in overtime, so it was good.
Well-deserved, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Guys, up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Darren. The play of the game is brought to you by Kodiak. Value, service, tradition since 1912. 158, the number to remember, and it's number 9 on his back. Matt Zoltek, the first-round pick of the Los Angeles Kings. Hard-working and rewarded. It's the Kodiak play of the game. Now let's go downstairs again to Darren.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. David Branch, President of the Canadian Hockey League and Commissioner of the Ontario Hockey League, to present the MasterCard Memorial Cup Trophy. It is our pleasure to call upon number 10, Nick Boynton, captain of the champion, Ottawa 67's Hockey Club, to accept the MasterCard Memorial Cup.
The riches of victory. The Ottawa 67 celebrating on home ice in front of a sold-out Civic Center, taking the Memorial Cup Championship final in overtime, 7-6 over the Calgary Hitmen, giving Brian Kilray his second Memorial Cup championship. Coming up next on the full CTV network, NBA basketball. The Atlanta Hawks up against the New York Knicks, already in progress. The Knicks holding a 2-0 series lead. Sports Central coming up tonight at 6:30 Eastern with Jeff Hutchison. The entire story from the Memorial Cup, a recap of the celebration on what was a magnificent week in the nation's capital. The Ottawa 67s claim the 1999 Memorial Cup Championship, ending off the millennium on a winning note. The franchise is second in front of a sold-out crowd. For everybody involved in this presentation on CTV, Kevin Quinn, Bill Willem, Ryan Walter, I'm Darren Millard. Thanks for watching, and good night from Ottawa.